Hello everyone, welcome to What If Quirkless Deku was adopted by Seiya and became the Blind Saint Part 1. Before we start, please go support Nicuchio for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. Izuku, a boy whose family abandoned him, killed him for being quirkless at the age of 4, and he never opened his eyes. What they don't know is that Izuku will be known as one of the 12 strongest beings in the world, even making Almight a mere ant before them. Brief clarifications. Izuku will be adopted by Seiya and Saori and trained by Shaka. Mu, Ikki, Shura, Seiya, Saga and Kanon will teach him some techniques, and Orpheus teaches him to play the lyre. Bakugo will not be arrogant, and he will also be his greatest friend. Izuku will have a personality similar to that of Virgo Asmita. Koda will see Izuku as his father. When the time comes, he will have a sister. Some of Class 1A will know each other from before. Izuku won't hold a grudge against anyone. He'll just be tough to see if they deserve his forgiveness. Some of the 1A may be able to wear golden armor, the main quartet for sure. Endeavor isn't a bad father, and there aren't the big 3 but the UA quartet where Tuya will be. There will be no harem or femmes. Due to Izuku's power, he will be feared by several of the 1A, but there will be a ship, and this is secret. Hades will not be in this holy war since he is already tired of losing, so the enemy will be Loki. And the ghosts of Hades have abandoned that god, as well as Hypnos and Thanatos, along with the 4 gods of sleep and the 3 judges of hell. Chapter 1. In a world where quirks exist, being powers for people, the majority having 1, while the minority not being 20%, the quirkless were considered the worst that could exist since they were treated like scum, these same so that there were also heroes and villains who were in society. Although at the moment you can see a green-haired 4-year-old. Izuku, Mom, I'll be someone very strong like Almight. Inko, calm down, first we have to know about your quirk. Izuku, I can't wait to find out what my quirk is. That's when the doctor came in. Izuku, I'll be a great hero. Doctor, you better resign. Izuku, huh? Doctor, you don't have a quirk, but your daughter does. Inko, excuse me, can you repeat that? Doctor, yes, your son doesn't have a quirk, but your daughter does. Inko, thank you, doctor. That way they left, although Izuku had his gaze lowered because of this. Izuku, I can still be a hero without having a quirk, Mom? Inko, obviously not. Your sister will be the next symbol of peace if she is older. Izuku, Mom? Inko, don't call me Mom again. I'm not your mother. In that he hits him, throwing him to the floor in front of his sister's eyes. The next day he went to his school to see his friends, Lita, Uraraka, Mineta, Mina and Kaminari. When he arrived, his friends approached him. Lita, what's your quirk, Izuku? Izuku, well, Izumi, he doesn't have a quirk, he's quirkless. Saying that, everyone was surprised by this, while their looks of happiness changed to one of surprise followed by one of anger. Izuku, guys? Kaminari, I can't believe I was talking to a quirkless this whole time. Mina, you're scum. They told him this and more things so that they started hitting him until everyone left. But Bakugo approached a crying Izuku, who looked at him. Izuku, you too? Bakugo only shook his hand. Bakugo, come on dude, I don't care if you're quirkless. Izuku was surprised, but he also put on a smile to take his hand and help him up. Izuku, thank you very much, friend. They only had a smile. Bakugo, what do you think if we have a greeting? Izuku, greeting? Bakugo, yes, a greeting that only we can make. Izuku, sounds good to me. In that they created a greeting that only they could do. When they each went to their own house, Izuku began to be mistreated by his family, and at school, the only people who did not treat him badly were Bakugo and his mother Mitsuki, making the woman have Izuku as a second son, since Izuku and Bakugo seemed more like brothers than with Izumi. But that little happiness would not last for long for poor Izuku. Izuku, why did you bring me to the forest? He said it to the 2 girls who had an evil smile. Inko, just this. At that moment, they began beating him indiscriminately, leaving him somewhere between unconsciousness and the brink of death. Izumi and Inko then left, leaving Izuku alone, since they believed he wouldn't survive the night. Izuku, so I'm going to die, huh? Kaken and Mitsuki, I hope you can be happy, smiling. At that moment, a tall, blonde-haired man in golden armor, with his eyes closed, who was passing through the area as he admired nature, noticed Izuku and his condition. But they have made you small. At that moment Izuku closed his eyes, fainting, and without realizing it, he began to emanate a golden aura, which surprised the subject. He wants to cling to life, and thanks to that he awakened his cosmos, and surprisingly he is quite tall, bordering on the level of a gold saint. At that moment the stranger began to emanate a golden aura, healing Izuku without leaving any trace of burns or bruises. But Izuku did not wake up, so he proceeded to meditate, being surprised by what he saw in Izuku's mind since at the time he had managed to speak with the person the little boy was talking to. In Izuku's mind, Izuku, where am I? Am I dead? Hello little one, let me answer your questions. You are not dead, you don't have to worry about that. Besides, we are in your mind where I can talk to you, my son. Izuku, that makes me feel better. But how come I'm alive if I was on the verge of dying from the beating my mother and sister gave me? By the way, I'm Izuku, but I don't want to be rude. Who are you? Pardon my manners, little one, my name is Gautama Siddhartha, also known as. He couldn't finish because Izuku spoke. Izuku Buddha, surprised. Buddha, that's right my son, and by the way, you are not alone outside. There is someone who wants to meet you. Someone who will help you become not only a hero but something greater. Izuku. Izuku, well, I should wake up, but how do I get back here? Buddha, to return here you just have to meditate. But you don't have to worry about that because that's still a long way off, which is why you'll have a teacher waiting for you outside. At that, Izuku wakes up to what the stranger is talking about. Wow, I see you've woken up, little one. Izuku, are you the one who healed me? Thank you very much. By the way, my name is Izuku, and yours? My name is Shaka. Smiling gently, and if I was the one who healed you, let me tell you that I have seen your suffering, and I have also seen who you were talking to. Izuku, Mr. Shaka, how could you see it? Shaka, simple little one, because in my youth I too have seen Buddha and was trained by him. Izuku, so according to what Buddha told me, you will be my teacher? Shaka, that's right, little one, I will train you to be a knight of Athena, and not just any knight, but one of the 12 golden saints, since you have managed to free your cosmos in your eagerness to cling to life. Izuku, what is cosmos and what is a knight of Athena? Shaka, the cosmos is like a small universe that everyone possesses. Think of it this way, there are 5 senses: hearing, smell, touch, taste and sight, right? Well, the cosmos is like a 6th sense that gives you greater power during battles, and there is also the main cosmos, the 7th sense, which is a power that allows you to perform miracles. Izuku with stars in his eyes, what if I wake him up? Could I be a hero? Shaka, in fact, you'll be something better than a hero, you'll be a saint of Athena. What are the knights or saints of Athena? We are an order of knights who serve the goddess Athena, goddess of wisdom and war, protector of the earth. We knights are governed by the 88 constellations, and of them, the golden saints are governed by the zodiacal constellations. Izuku, Shaka, and because of what you have achieved, from speaking with Buddha, you are ready to be a saint of Athena, to wear the golden armor of the Virgin, to be the next golden knight of Virgo. Izuku with a determined face despite being 4 years old, yes. Shaka, then let me be your teacher, let me train you and be the future man closest to being a god. Izuku, yes. Shaka, in that case, let's go. It's time to go to Greece to the sanctuary, there your training will begin. Chapter 2. After it was revealed that Izuku was quirkless, causing the scorn of his family and almost all of his friends, so that his own family ended up killing him and leaving his body in a forest from which he was saved by Shaka, Izumi can currently be seen at school. Lida, Izumi and that useless Izuku, we have to bother him. Izumi, that I'll just tell you if you don't tell anyone. Everyone just nodded for them to go somewhere without noticing that a certain pale-haired boy followed them, hiding so he could hear everything. Izumi, okay, my mom and I killed him. That surprised them. Mina, now who do we have to bother? Lida, let's just find someone else and that's it. Uraraka, another quirkless sounds good. Bakugo upon hearing this just left while he had some tears, beginning to have a great hatred against the Midoriyas, so that he would tell his mother, causing her to also take the same hatred towards the Midoriyas. While elsewhere, Shaka and Izuku had arrived at the shrine, thanks to some help Shaka asked for. Flashback. After hugging Izuku, who was crying with emotion for finding his master to be a knight of Athena, Shaka spoke telepathically with Mu, knight of Aries. Shaka, Mu, can you hear me? Mu, tell me Shaka what you need. Shaka, I need you to teleport me and the boy next to me to the sanctuary. I'll tell you everything there. Mu, whatever you say Shaka. At that, Izuku and Shaka are teleported away, surprising Izuku. End of flashback. Mu, welcome Shaka. Izuku, my name is Izuku, future knight of Athena, with stars in his eyes. Mu, nice to meet you. I'm Mu, the golden knight of Aries, and the boy over there is my apprentice Kiki. Kiki, hello, nice to meet you. Do you want to be my friend? Izuku, yes. Shaka, well Mu, you can join us so I can introduce Athena to my disciple. Mu, okay. In that, both saints were walking through the 12 houses of the sanctuary in the direction of the chambers of the goddess Athena, whose mortal name is Saori Kido, a girl of about 30 years accompanied by her current husband and Sagittarius knight Seiya. During the walk, Shaka told Mu what he saw they did to Izuku and how he was treated before. Needless to say, Mu was furious it was little, but they saw how Kiki and Izuku played to entertain themselves while they walked, and that calmed them. They knew that Izuku would make friends here. Time skip of approximately 4 hours. We see the group arrive. The children of course were tired, but it was not a concern since as soon as they arrived and drank some water, they were received by Seiya of Sagittarius and Shiryu of Libra, who smiled when they saw Izuku with Shaka. But that smile went away when they knew Izuku's story. Seiya, they are bastards, a child doesn't deserve that. Shiryu, that's right, but at least Izuku found someone he might see as a father. Smiles looking at Shaka. At that moment Saori arrives and everyone kneels down, including Izuku, who followed everyone's actions. Saori, Shaka didn't expect to see you here. Shaka, it's my pleasure to see you again, Goddess Athena. Saori, come on Shaka. I don't like formalities. She sees Izuku. Tell me Shaka, who is that green-haired boy? Izuku, I'm Izuku. Seiya, Izuku, Kiki. Go play because Shaka wants to talk to Saori about something, and you probably don't want to see what will happen. Izuku, is it because of my story? Seeing that, Seiya nods. He retreats to the courtyard with Kiki to play with the knights. Shaka, I have decided to take Izuku as my apprentice and successor, thus proceeding to comment on everything Izuku experienced in addition to what he saw in his talk with Buddha. Saori, poor thing, what evil people, what did a simple child do to deserve that? Annoyed. Seiya, I can't believe it either. But seeing him play with Kiki makes me see that he can have a new life here. Saori at that moment sees Seiya with the most powerful technique that exists. Puppy eyes on the verge of tears. Seiya, what do you think, Saori? Saori, I don't know how to adopt him. She smiles since she always wanted to be a mother, but her vow of purity and chastity prevented her from doing so. Seiya, okay, I can't say no to you. Then Shaka calls the children. Saori, Izuku. Izuku, yes, Miss Saori. Saori, well, as Shaka told you, Seiya and I are a couple, and talking to him and knowing what you went through, we thought about adopting you. You see, I always wanted to be a mother, but I can't be one, but I don't want to force you. Izuku with tears in his eyes. Why you mean it? Saori, yes little one. Opening her arms, come. Izuku rushes towards Saori, hugging her. There Saori takes Seiya, who joins the hug. Seiya, my name is Seiya, little one. I am the current knight of Sagittarius. Izuku, so you'll be my father? Seiya, that's right, little one. Izuku, Oto-san, crying while hugging Seiya. Saori, well now you'll have my last name. I already asked them to fix your papers. Izuku, thank you, crying, all seen with a smile by those present. Izuku, Ka-san, I would like to ask you something. Saori, tell me my child. Izuku, in Japan there is a school for heroes, and when I am 15 I would like to enter the UA Academy, if possible, and if it is through the sanctuary. I would also like to ask you that when I enter you organize a field trip here so I can give them that surprise. Smiles. It is not that I want to say that I am powerful, but it is to avoid them suspecting that I obtained power from an evil side. Saori, okay, smiling. Shaka, well I think it's my turn. Izuku, tomorrow your training will begin. That's why I want you to prepare. It won't be easy, but I'll ask you, are you sure you want to be a knight of Athena, that is, of your mother? Izuku, I said it in that forest, and I'll say it again now. I want to be a hero and a knight. If I have to break my bones training, I'll do it. I don't care. I'll be the strongest knight. I won't give up. I'll save everyone with a smile, and I'll fight for those who can't, those who suffer, and the innocent, even at the cost of my life. That last thing surprised those present greatly. Shaka, in that case, we'll start tomorrow. Seiya, you won't be alone, son. I'll also help Shaka train you. I know that from what I heard about you seeing Buddha, you might not be able to inherit my armor, the Sagittarius armor, but you'll undoubtedly be a great Virgo knight. Izuku, I won't give up even if I can. I'll learn techniques from others. With a determined face. Chapter 3. Izuku's POV. The night flew by, but there's something that's bothering me. I still haven't gotten over my appearance since it reminds me of Inko and Izumi, but I want to ask Mom to help me. End of POV. At that moment Seiya enters Izuku's room. Seiya, son, how you have rested. Izuku, hi Dad. Rest well, but there's something that's bothering me. Seiya, tell me. You know you can tell me whatever you want. Izuku, my appearance reminds me a lot of them. They hurt me a lot. I know that at some point I will have to face the past, but is there a way to change my appearance? To look like you or Mom? Seiya, surprised by what Izuku said. I can't do that, but maybe your mother can. In the living room after 15 minutes, Seiya and Izuku came down seeing Shaka and Saori. Saori, hello Izuku, good morning. How did you wake up, my little one? Izuku, hello, good morning, Ka-san. I just woke up with a question. He proceeds to tell her what he talked about with Seiya. I know I'll have to face my past sooner or later, but I can't stand seeing myself like this. Those people hurt me a lot, tears falling. Sorry, I see, my little one, but I must regret to say that the most I can do is remove your freckles and make your hair lighter. Izuku, I accept that, smiling. Then Saori with her cosmos did what was asked. Shaka, well, after this breakfast, Izuku, we will start training. At that moment, Mu, Hyoga, Shiryu, Ikki, Orpheus, Kanon and Saga entered, these last three revived by Saori to train a successor, who nodded to Seiya. Seiya, we will help you, son, and your mother wants you to learn some other techniques that aren't just those of your constellation. Izuku, I won't let you down. That made those present smile, and then head to the house of Virgo. I'm not going to put what he did in his detailed training, so I'll say his achievements, and I'm going to omit the physical aspect since in all the exercises you do something physical. Year 1, Izuku is 5 years old. Seiya and Shaka taught him about the cosmos and how to awaken it, not only awakening his sixth sense at an early age, but also, after 6 months of training, awakening his seventh sense, astonishing everyone. I'll detail some of the techniques he learned this year, as Seiya taught them to him. Pegasus meteors, Pegasus kites, wings of the phoenix, courtesy of Ikki, rising dragon, courtesy of Shiryu, nebular chain. He had been told about Shun of Andromeda and how he could not bear being possessed by Hades' soul, so he decided to die with his body to defeat Hades. Surprising that he was able to execute that attack without wearing the Andromeda armor. Author's note: Shun of Andromeda died in this story, and Izuku, after hearing his story, respects him a lot, so he will use his appearance. Year 2, Izuku is 6 years old. That year, Saori enrolled him in a school in Greece, so that he would be intelligent and not pure muscle. But he possessed great intelligence that, thanks to the help of his mother and Buddha through meditation, he managed to demonstrate a level of intelligence that surpassed Director Nizu of the UA, but without making it known. This year Ikki trained him physically to withstand high temperatures. Hyoga did the same but with low temperatures, managing to withstand absolute zero and temperatures of 300 degrees Celsius, which he achieved in 6 months. The rest of the 6 months Saori revived Aldebaran, former knight of Taurus, to train him physically. More than training, it was torture, but it was worth it. Year 3, 7-year-old Izuku. During this year, he trained with Mu and Orpheus. From the latter, he only learned how to play the lyre without learning his attacks. From Mu, he learned his telekinesis, Stardust Revolution, Crystal Wall, and Starlight Extinction. He even visited Yammer, learning how to repair armor alongside Kiki. That year he also trained with Ikki and with a little help from Saga and Kanon in mind control, to avoid being controlled, becoming very strong mentally, and also developing the ability to generate shields with Cosmos not only for himself but for others who avoid mind control. With Kiki, they became almost brothers, but it hurt him to remember his best friend Bakugo. But he swore that he would introduce him to him so they could be friends. Year 4 and 5, Izuku aged 8 and 9. During this year, Izuku trained intensively with Shaka, learning all about his constellation and what he should be like as a saint of the Virgin. Shaka, while not neglecting his physical training and studies, focused more on cosmology, meditation, and some Buddhist techniques to ensure Izuku didn't lose his composure. Buddha also helped teach him, since in Buddha's eyes, Izuku resembled Shaka, so he utilized some of the teachings he had given his disciple. In these 2 years Buddha, something that even surprised Shaka, brought the spirit of Asmita to help train Izuku, and thanks to that, he adopted Asmita's form of combat since it was something hard and quite serious, in addition to Asmita showing him that combat is where he can test the hearts and courage of others, a teaching that he always carries with him and will apply in the future more than once. Furthermore, in those 2 years, he managed to be on the verge of awakening the 8th sense, so to avoid attracting attention with his power, he decided to close his eyes like his master. Techniques learned: Treasure of Heaven, Celestial Supremacy of the Spirits over Evil, Skulls and Red Spirits, Invocation of Spirits, White Skulls, The 6 Paths, Demon Pacifier, Primary Sensory Elimination, Kan, The 4 Doors of Buddha, Anjayo, The End, Agio. Year 6, Izuku 10 years old. He trained with Saga and Kanon, whom he grew fond of, calling them uncles. The twins didn't mind, on the contrary, they liked it. However, this didn't make them flexible with the training. Physically, it was similar to Aldebaran, so it wasn't too difficult for him, since he was used to it. Here are the techniques he learned. Galaxy Explosion, Another Dimension. Satan Imperial, Ken at the Speed of Light. Year 7, Izuku is 11 years old. In this year he trained with Shura, obtaining the Excalibur, and using his body as a weapon, managing to use one or both arms. Year 8, Izuku is 12 years old. This year he trained with his father Seiya, where he taught him what he could since he controlled his cosmos very well, managing to learn Atomic Thunder, and thanks to his mother, he brought Ioria of Leo to Regulus where they taught him some techniques such as Plasma Lightning, Voltage Lightning, and in the case of Regulus he taught him to adapt in combat. Year 9, Izuku is 13 years old. This year he joined Shiryu, who only trained hand-to-hand combat since Izuku wanted to improve in that aspect so as not to attract too much attention. He also became friends with his son Shoryu, with whom they had a rivalry but something healthy, not Bakugo level, in addition to developing his own technique based on the Libra shields, which he called the Buddha shield, since instead of having a scale and the shield being gold, it was light green with a Buddha in the middle. Year 10, Izuku is 14. This year I review everything I learned, in addition to spending time with my family with Seiya and Saori, and the others. Also at the end of the year he swore as a saint of Virgo with his best friend and now brother-in-arms Kiki of Aries, to protect Athena and humanity from evil, 10 months before the UA exam. So he asked his parents to be able to go to Japan and study at that school. It's not that he isn't a hero since he wears armor, but, in Izuku's words, there is someone he wants to see, his best friend and brother, to tell him everything he experienced, Katsuki Bakugo, something that his parents agreed to. They only asked that it be discreet, which was well received by the green-haired man. Izuku's appearance is that of Shun since he has a great appreciation for his sacrifice as the one who gave his life to kill Hades. Chapter 4. After having asked to return to Japan to study at UA, thanks to his mother being the owner of Kido Enterprises, he boarded a plane to Japan. Upon arrival he noticed that many people were looking at him with intrigue, since Izuku had never opened his eyes since he got off the plane. Only a child with an innocent voice had the courage to ask him, "Child, excuse me, Izuku, tell me, little one, child, I was wondering why you don't open your eyes. Are you blind?" Izuku: "No, I'm not blind, and I don't open my eyes because doing so would make my power go out of control and I'm afraid of harming others." Lying: "Child, I see." Izuku: "But don't worry, that doesn't mean I can't see, since my other senses have sharpened, and I can also send pulses of my power to be able to know what surrounds me and be able to see the colors." Boy with stars in his eyes: "Wow, it's amazing." Izuku: "Yes, that's right, but I'm afraid I have to leave. I have to sign up to take the UA entrance exam to become a hero." Child: "Goodbye." At that Izuku went to UA to enroll in the hero course, which he did, but none of the heroes knew who he was, only the director, upon seeing the last name, realized who he was. Nizu: "What a young Kido." Almight: "Don't tell me he's the son of that family?" Nizu: "That's Almight, his power is probably the cosmos." Almight: "So that means we should keep an eye on him for his safety." Nizu: "Don't worry, only we know about him, besides." Aizawa: "What's up, director?" Nizu: "He will surely enter 1A, and knowing you will make him use all his power, but he will not use it." Aizawa: "What do you mean?" Nizu: "You didn't notice that he didn't open his eyes, right?" Almight: "That's true, I thought he was blind." Nizu: "He probably stores his power there, so maybe, and it's just my guess." Aizawa: "What an assumption." Nizu: "That he will wear the armor of Virgo in the future, that he will be a golden knight." That surprised the two heroes. Almight: "Are you sure, director? I don't see the shonen being strong." Aizawa: "I agree with him." Nizu: "Remember the legends that the Virgo knights were never powerful because of their muscles, but because of their power, since they are considered the closest men to being gods. I suppose he won't show his full power unless he needs to." Both heroes were speechless at the director's words. They knew that the Golden Saints existed, but they didn't believe their absurd power. With Izuku was walking quietly through a park, enjoying the breeze in the air. He didn't want to go back to his home in Japan yet, a mansion his mother had in the country for when she came to do business, so he preferred to visit places he already knew and wanted to see how they improved. As he began his tour, he could see someone he wanted to see with all his might. He knew his best friend was proud, which made it fun, so he proceeded to approach his childhood friend and watched while he fought with his sister. Bakugo: "Hey, what do you want to do to me, huh?" Izumi: "Be my boyfriend." Bakugo: "Not in my dreams, damn extra." Izumi: "Jum, are you still upset about that useless Deku?" Plop. Bakugo: What you call useless was my best friend sheds tears. Izuku, seeing that his friend thought he was dead and seeing him cry, missed him. But he thought that surely his biological mother and sister had told him that he was murdered, so he calmed down, and when he saw that Izumi left, he approached Bakugo. Izuku, I see you're still the same proud person you were when we were kids. Smiles. Bakugo, who are you? Surprised that someone was talking to him behind his back. Izuku pretending sadness. Wow, so you don't remember me, Kaken, that makes me sad. Bakugo turns around and sees a green-haired boy his same age who, if it weren't for the nickname he told him, he wouldn't have believed who he was. Bakugo, Izuku, is that you? Starting to shed tears, Izuku extends his hand. Do you want to bet? Smiles without opening his eyes. At that, they both make the greeting they used to do as children, ending with a hug from both of them, while some tears came out that the pale-haired boy wanted to hide. Bakugo, damn nerd, where have you been? Did we all think you were dead? Izuku, I'll tell you everything. But why don't we go to your house and see your mother so we can surprise her? Bakugo, let's go. We'll wait. Shouting in his typical character. 20-minute time skip at Bakugo's house. Bakugo, I'm here, old witch. Mitsuki, who are you yelling at like that, you damn brat? Bakugo, well, leaving that aside, I have a surprise for you. Mitsuki, let's see which one it is. Bakugo closes his eyes. Mitsuki closes them, no cheating, gesturing to Izuku to come closer. Izuku, it's been a long time, Mitsuki Okasan. Mitsuki opened her eyes as she heard the only person who called her that, so she started to cry. Mitsuki, Izuku, it's you. Sniff, I thought that damn Inko had killed you. Sniff, where have you been? Hugging the green-haired boy. Izuku, yes, it's me, Mitsuki Okasan, I'm alive. I know that both you and Kaken have questions. I'll answer everything. I even want you to come to my house for dinner. Mitsuki, we accept. Smiling. So Izuku proceeded to tell everything he lived, how he was saved by his teacher Shaka, and how he was adopted by Saori Kido, making him currently the heir of the Kido companies. That surprised the Bakugo, but the next thing he told left them frozen, continuing to tell how he trained with his teachers and father to awaken his cosmos, and when he said that he is currently the gold saint of Virgo, he left them stunned. Since they both believed that they were stories, but something that caught the attention of both is that the green-haired man never opened his eyes. Bakugo, hey nerd, I'm surprised by what you're saying, but there's something that's astonishing and intriguing me, and that is that since we met until now you haven't opened your eyes. Izuku, I knew you would ask, but if you're wondering if I lost my sight, well no, I didn't lose it, it's just that since I'm currently the Virgo Knight, I store my power there. If the stories know, Virgo is known as the man closest to God, so if I had my eyes open it would cause a great stir and would put many villains to chase me. In itself, being from the Kido family doesn't help much. But knowing that I wear gold armor would make the villains that even the top heroes fear come after me. And it's not that you can't beat them, since I would beat them easily, but they asked me not to attract attention, so if I even enter the UA and we had to face each other, I will not use my power at 100%. I hope you understand. I do not underestimate you, but it is what is asked of me. Besides, it would be very striking if the Saint of Virgo entered the UA. Bakugo, TCH, and I wanted to confront you with everything. Well, I accept what you say, nerd. Thus the hours passed where they went to Izuku's mansion where they had a pleasant dinner, and Bakugo proposed to train Izuku, which he did not refuse. On the contrary, he helped him a lot. Izuku even helped him to slowly awaken his cosmos. The fact that there are currently 5 gold saints did not help much if an event arose that required the fight of Athena's saints. During their training they cleaned Dagobah Beach as a physical part, and there they decided to train with Quirk and Cosmos. Also, something that Bakugo hated was the fact that Izuku was a fan of meditation, even making him meditate too, but with this he noticed an incredible improvement. By having the mind and body calm you get more power and more in a fight. So time passed, 10 months of training where both improved, the pale-haired boy more than Izuku, since he is strong and didn't want to waste time staying still. So we met on the day of the UA entrance exam, where both friends were going to take the entrance exam. Chapter 5. It's been 10 months since Izuku returned to Japan to enter UA. He managed to reunite with his best friend Katsuki and train with him, but we find ourselves on the morning of the UA entrance exam. Izuku is on the phone on a video call with his parents. Izuku, hello mom. Saori, hello my little one. Izuku, mom, could you send me the Andromeda armor? I know Shun was a friend of dad and yours, but I would like to honor him by using his armor as my hero suit, at least to keep a low profile. Scolded puppy eyes. Seiya, son, I understand what you want to do, but the armors choose you, not you them. Izuku, I understand. At that moment Shaka appears. Izuku, hello Shaka-sensei. Shaka, hello Izuku. Saori, what's going on? What brings you here Shaka? Shaka, you'll see the Andromeda armor shoot towards Japan and… Izuku, wait, are you talking about this box next to me? Showing the Pandora box of Andromeda. Saori, how is it that you have it? With a sweet smile and an aura that promised pain. Izuku with fear. It arrived this morning while he was meditating in the courtyard before going to UA. In that, the Pandora box of Andromeda becomes a necklace. Seiya, don't worry son, the armor chose you smiling. When the time is right you will come to the sanctuary since the UA will come soon, so you will give a surprise to your companions. Izuku, yes, excited. Well, I have to hang up, so I'll go take the exam. See you. Shaka and Saori, take care and good luck. Shaka, you'll do well Izuku. He cuts the call and puts on the collar. 30-minute time skip at the UA gates. Izuku, today my dream of becoming a hero begins. Ha, if only they knew I already am one. Bakugo, come on nerd, hurry up, we'll be late. Izuku, wow, you made it, friend. Bakugo, TCH. Further back. Izumi, is that Izuku? A stupid Quirkless here. I don't know what he expects. In the living room with present Mike, something similar happens with Lita until she refers to Izuku. Lita, hey, you green-haired girl, you haven't opened your eyes since Sensei started talking. If you're a saboteur, you should leave. Izuku, hey, 1. Present Mike was about to mention the 0 points, and 2. What do you have against me? If my eyes are closed, it's for a reason, don't you think? And if you're wondering why I have them closed, it's because I'm blind lying, and that doesn't stop me from being here and performing to be a hero. That made many look at him with different reactions. The fact that he said he was blind made people feel sorry for him, that the blue-haired man was disgusting, and others felt admiration for the green-haired man. Lita, that last thing hit her like a bucket of cold water. I'm so sorry, it wasn't my intention. Bakugo could only hold back his urge to laugh since he knew it was a lie. P. Mike, well, leaving that aside, I wouldn't say anything since I admired the young green-haired boy, and that the fact of being blind wouldn't stop him from being a hero. 0 points is an obstacle, so the advisable thing to do is to flee. Izuku then activated his cosmos to bridge with his friend. Izuku, Kaken 0 points is no obstacle. Bakugo, what do you mean? Izuku, there's something hidden there. I don't think the exam is just to destroy villains. There are surely rescue points. Bakugo, gosh, for being blind, you don't miss anything. Mocking. Izuku, what can I say? Hehe. Well, I'll cut it short. So they both went to their places to take the exam. Izuku was sweating for the fake city and thought that at least his temple was bigger. But he noticed Lita approaching him. Lita, hey green-haired boy. Izuku, yes? Lita, I want to apologize, I shouldn't have disrespected you. Izuku, don't worry, you didn't do it. Besides, I'll tell you I'm not completely blind. It's just that if I open my eyes, my power gets out of control, so I keep them closed to avoid problems. But thanks to that, I can be like a normal person. Plus, you can be an accomplished hero without the sense of sight. Smiles. Lita just smiled as she began to admire the green-haired man for his words. At that moment, the gates of the fake city began to open, and the green-haired boy came out and began destroying robots with his chains and punching them with his hands. This amazed everyone, as the blind boy acted like he was fighting as if nothing had happened, but then the speakers were heard. Present Mike, hey, if you don't hurry up, that guy will take away your points. In real life, there's no countdown. Everyone would start running and destroying robots. After 15 minutes, Izuku would already have around 110 points, so he decided to meditate on top of a building. In the surveillance room, the UA professors. Nizu, wow, this year we have a lot of promising young people. Midnight, yes, that's right, director. Nizu, and well, who calls their attention? Cementos, Ami the explosions guy, somewhat aggressive and arrogant but he manages. Power Loader, Ami the red-haired boy who hardens. Almight, Ami the young green-haired boy. Present Mike, wow, he has 120 points despite being blind. Everyone except Isawa, Almight and Nizu. What? Nizu, Present Mike is not blind. P. Mike, but he said it in the room. Nizu, you see, takes out Izuku's form. His name is Izuku Kido, Quirk Cosmos, and no, he is not blind. He keeps his eyes closed so as not to cause a problem, since if you notice by his last name he is the son of the current Athena. P. Mike, seriously, he felt annoyed, but when he heard that his expression changed. Nizu, that's right. All Might, from what I see, he always has his control, and he's also meditating. Isawa, don't you think he's hiding something? Nizu, what do you mean? Isawa, think about it, don't you think what the director said has already happened? All Might, I don't think so, otherwise I would be in the sanctuary. P. Mike, What does it refer to? Nizu, you see, I think that green-haired young man is a candidate for the Virgo armor, if he didn't already obtain it. P. Mike. Incredible, now I understand why his eyes are closed. Nizu, what if we release the bad guy? Pressing a button. In the city of trial, a tremor was felt. Extra 1, run is 0 points. Extra 56, run bitch run. Aid. Izuku was going to retreat, but upon hearing that word he didn't hesitate, and jumped at full speed, giving off a flash that some swore was golden. Izuku, Andromeda Nebular chain forming a shield with his chains around himself and the girl, who was a blonde. Thanks, but you didn't have to worry. Izuku, I wouldn't be a hero if I didn't save people. By the way, I'm Izuku Kido. I'm Melissa Shield. Izuku, well, Meli-chan, it's time for me to take care of the scrap. Melissa blushed. Good. Izuku, damn junk, you only cause suffering. Feel the attack of a dragon. Rising dragon. A green Asian dragon shot out of Izuku's fist, hitting the robot, leaving it completely broken. Izuku, Meli-chan, are you okay? Melissa, yes. Izuku-kun, my ankle only hurts. Izuku, let me see using a little cosmos to heal her. You're done. Melissa, thank you. Izuku just smiles without opening his eyes. Present mic over the speakers. Time over. Time is up. In a week you will receive whether you got in or not. So everyone left. 1 week time skip. Izuku was at home meditating with his best friend Bakugo. Everything was peaceful and quiet until they heard the doorbell ring. Izuku, who interrupt my meditation? Scared postman. S letter pa for Izuku Kido. Izuku, okay, well, after 5 minutes, with Bakugo. Bakugo, wow, I didn't think the Virgo saint would lose his cool like that. Izuku, if I knew, Shaka-sensei would be disappointed in me. After opening the letter and knowing that I would go to 1A, a golden flash that only Izuku recognized appeared. Bakugo, who is he? Izuku, Kiki. Kiki, Izuku. They greet each other as if they were Ban and Meliodas without the punches, bringing out a drop of sweat on the back of their necks. Izuku, hey Kiki, how have you been? Kiki, fine, and you? Izuku, incredible. Besides that, I met my best friend / brother again. I introduce him to you. Come Kaken, I introduce you to my friend at the sanctuary and brother in arms, Kiki, current knight of Aries. Kiki, hello. Bakugo, hello, I'm the great Katsuki Bakugo, future #1 hero. Kiki, wow, just like Izuku described you, proud but with a big, kind heart, haha. Bakugo, whatever. Izuku, well, you being here means I should go back to the shrine, right? Kiki, your mother wants to see you. Izuku, Kaken, tell your mother you're coming with me. Bakugo, okay. So Mitsuki gave Bakugo permission to go to the sanctuary, where thanks to Kiki they arrived in 5 minutes. There Bakugo met Seiya and Saori, Shaka, Saga and Kanon, as well as toured the sanctuary, all in that week while the UA started its classes. Chapter 6. It's been 1 week since Izuku was accepted into UA. Bakugo met the current Athena, who thanked him for defending Izuku while they were children. She also proposed the idea of being a knight, which he accepted without knowing the suffering it would have. But thanks to what she did with Izuku, he realized that he had awakened his cosmos a while ago, and thanks to that he had improved the power of his explosions. Note, tell me what armor I give him. The two that I think could be for him are Cancer, for being sadistic, or Taurus, for being proud. But now we are at the entrance of UA. Both friends were talking about trivial things until they entered their classroom 1A. Being one of the first to arrive, Izuku managed to talk to a redhead who greeted him and congratulated him for the 0 points. I'm Eijiro Kurishima, and the 0 points was very manly. Izuku, I just did what a hero would do, it wasn't something that was too much. That's where Melissa comes in. Melissa, but for me it was Izuku. Bakugo across the cosmos. Wow, Virgo, you already have a girlfriend, hahaha. Izuku, don't worry Meli-chan, I insist, it wasn't much. If you say anything like this, I'll put you in the 6 paths. Bakugo, upon hearing that he would make him see the 6 hells, paled, but kept his feet on the bench, earning a scolding from Lita like in the anime, who, upon seeing Izuku, approached. Lita, good morning Kido-san. Izuku, hello Lita-san, how did it go? Lita, I'm surprised you haven't opened your eyes yet, hee. Izuku, I haven't opened them since I was 8, since my power draws too much attention. Lita, is this related to the change you used at 0 points? Izuku, partly yes and partly no. Lita, what do you mean? Izuku, my quirk is called Cosmos, and my master once told me that it is a very powerful quirk if not controlled well. Lita, I see, that's why you have your eyes closed. Izuku, yes, and you can also be an accomplished fighter without the sense of sight, since my other senses are more sharpened. Kaken, if only they knew, hehe. Bakugo, I just hope they take us to the shrine like you said. Suddenly a caterpillar appeared. Aizawa, 8 seconds to realize. I'm Aizawa Shota. I'll be your teacher for these 3 years, so put this on and I'll see you in the courtyard. After saying that, he activated caterpillar mode and rolled off. In the locker room, Mineta, hey guys, look, a gift from our senpais. A hole that leads to the girls' locker room. Kirishima, that's not manly at all. Lita, that shouldn't be done. Mineta. Izuku elevating his cosmos. Mineta, if you spy, I'll make you see hell. Mineta, oh yeah, like no effeminate little blind guy. Bakugo in thoughts, it's already worth fruit. Izuku, it seems they haven't taught you manners, but I'll gladly be the one to do it. Starting to open his eyes. Everyone started to look at that fact in amazement, and Bakugo knew that something would happen, so he tried to leave. Izuku with his eyes open. The 6 paths. In that, Mineta fell in Izuku's attack, and everyone sees Izuku's technique in all its splendor. Izuku, Mineta, choose the hell you will go to. Beginning of the song. 1 Infernal Kingdom, where the infamous receive their punishment upon death. 2 Kingdom of Preta, where the greedy receive their punishment upon death. 3 Beastly Kingdom, where those with murderous instincts are reborn as beasts for their sin. 4 Kingdom of the Demigod, those who end up here fight endless battles with their enemies. 5 Human Kingdom, the place where emotions are reincarnated and good and evil are uncertain. 6 Finally, the most dangerous realm of hell for humans, the world where the gods reincarnate, also known as paradise, where anyone who has committed even one sin is unworthy of entering. End of the song. Mineta was terrified and was left crying in the fetal position. The other classmates of Class 1A could not believe what they saw. Izuku, someone with a kind and calm appearance, showed hell itself to a pervert who only called him blind feminine, so they made a mental note to never bother him. Bakugo knew about the technique, but seeing it was something else. But in that minute that passed, Izuku closed his eyes again. On the other side, a girl with Jax was about to stick one of her connectors in the haired boy's eye. But when she heard Izuku, she got terrified, and when she told how he left Mineta crying, a question arose, which she showed on the 6 paths. With Izuku, he had already left the locker room with Bakugo and a Kirishima. Bakugo knew what he was thinking, or talking rather, since he met Shaka. Izuku with Cosmos. Shaka-sensei thinks I went too far. Shaka, I would say yes, but you know you can do the 6 paths with your eyes closed. Why did you open them? Izuku, I don't know, but it felt good to put it there. At least let me see my eyes, hee. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I apologize. Shaka, calm down, it hasn't been long. At least it's undetectable at that minute. Bakugo just sighs, since thanks to his cosmos he heard what Izuku was talking about with Shaka. Kirishima was surprised by this but didn't give it any importance. Bakugo, calm down Izuku, he deserved it. Izuku, I know, but I shouldn't have opened my eyes. Kirishima, that was scary, but it was really manly. Izuku, I'm not saying it for that reason, I'm saying it because I know how to do the 6 paths with my eyes closed, without attracting too much attention. Bakugo, calm down. More than one pervert in the class understood this, and knowing that only men saw it, to avoid that no one will say or do anything, ha ha ha. Kirishima, you're right. With Aizawa, well, they will have quirk exams, they will have already done this type of exercises in their schools. Without their quirks, they will be able to use them here. Your Kido, you were the first place in the entrance exam. What was your ball throwing record? Izuku, 150 meters. Everyone is surprised by the distance. Aizawa in thoughts, he's definitely the current Virgo, but I won't make him use it all. Aizawa, keep the ball, don't leave that circle and do what you want. Izuku, okay, going to the launch zone. Raising his cosmos, letting himself be surrounded by a pink aura. Take this rising dragon. A pink Asian dragon shoots out of his hands into the air with the ball. Aizawa-sensei, how much was my result? Aizawa, to know how far you can go, you must first know your limits. Pointing at his board to the class, go beyond your limits plus ultra, all infinite. Kirishima, can we use our quirks? Mina, this will be fun. Aizawa, fun, huh? Let's make it more fun. Whoever comes in last place will be expelled for not having potential. Everyone gets scared. Izuku to Bakugo, did you notice? Bakugo, notice what? Izuku, he wants us to give 110%, not hold anything back and see the potential. Bakugo, although you won't use it all, haha. Izuku, you're right. The tests were the same as the anime, with Izuku excelling in all of them except for the side jumps, which I'll give to Mineta. Obviously, Izuku took first place, which Aizawa knew he held back, but he had an idea why, so he didn't force him to do it. He knew if he wore the Virgo armor, he'd be truly powerful. Aizawa, about the expulsion, it was a lie. It was a rational lie, so they would give 100%. Momo was going to speak, but Izuku got ahead of her. Izuku, Don't be a liar, Aizawa-sensei, or should I say hero eraser head. If he was going to expel someone but seeing potential, he didn't do it. Aizawa, I see that nothing escapes you, Andromeda Knight. Everyone except Bakugo is surprised since they thought that the Athena Knights were considered mythical. But those who saw Izuku in the entrance exam mentioned the Andromeda constellation in his attacks clicked. Izuku, wow, you know a lot about the Knights of Athena. I'm surprised you know about us. Aizawa, what can I say, but I know you're holding back, so I assume something. Izuku, I don't hide anything, sensei. I know what sensei thinks and I think he's right, but the truth will soon be revealed. Aizawa was surprised that Izuku spoke directly to his mind, so his suspicions increased about whether he was the current Virgo Knight. Aizawa, well, in the classroom they have everything they need for the year of studies, calendar and so on, so they can go now. Everyone retreats to their homes, leaving a great first day for some and a relieved, almost bad day for others. Chapter 7. After a somewhat strange first day of classes at UA, according to Izuku, because of how his teacher Aizawa was, together with Bakugo, they had returned to Izuku's mansion to continue their training, meditation torture for the Muslim, and incredibly his new friend had joined, an extroverted redhead obsessed with the manly, Eijiro Kirishima, who joined the training. It should be noted that his reaction was like Bakugo's on his first day, but when he saw the aura that Izuku and Bakugo gave off when meditating, he decided to follow them. Izuku knew that both would be good gentlemen inside, so he decided to train them. Only either of the two knew that it was the green-haired man's plan. Time skipped to the next day. The classes were normal: English with Present Mike, Math with Aizawa, Art with Midnight, Literature with Cementos. Needless to say, Izuku amazed with his knowledge. Only Bakugo knew why. Bakugo through the cosmos. Oh, you won't be the next god of wisdom, right? Mocking. Izuku, my mother being the goddess of wisdom has its benefits, right? Bakugo, it's good that they don't know, haha. But what surprised everyone the most was an event in Present Mike class. After a classic English question, something basic like how many languages they spoke, they were surprised that Izuku spoke English, French, Spanish, and Russian apart from Japanese and Greek. Izuku, I don't know what they see in me. Nervous, my mother asked me to study them. Momo, Saori Kido seems to be strict, right? Lita, you shouldn't be embarrassed, senpai. Izuku, you don't want to know what my mother is like when it comes to teaching, while a cold sweat ran down his back. That happened, but we're getting off topic. Lunch is over and everything happens like in the anime while they wait for All Might. Izuku, hey Kirishima Kaken, do you want to bet? Bakugo, about what? Kirishima, I enter it. Izuku, your next line will be I'm entering like a normal person. Kirishima, oh yes you. All Might, I'm coming in like a normal person. All Izuku, Bakugo and Todoroki, it's All Might. Izuku, if that's normal, I don't want to know what's weird. All Might with a depressive aura making circles. Damn shonens who don't respect the symbol of peace. Regaining composure. Siro, it's All Might. Tsuyu, that suit is from the Silver Age. Karo, Bakugo and Kirishima, how did you know? Izuku, Kaken, they don't know me as the man closest to God, ha ha ha. Bakugo, I should have guessed. Izuku, I don't know, I thought about it. All Might, that's right shonens, I'm a teacher at UA and I'll be teaching basic hero training, and what we'll be doing today is taking out a piece of paper combat training. Bakugo, training. Izuku, combat. All Might, but first you'll need these. Pressing a button, taking out several briefcases. Lita, but there are 20 of us and there are 21 of us. Izuku, Lita-san, don't worry, I wear my armor. All Might, I'll see you at Gamma Field. 15-minute time skip. All Might, they look great shonens. Kirishima, Izabro's sensei is missing. Izuku, don't worry about me leaving with Shun's suit without armor and the Andromeda Pandora box. Lita, but Izuku, your suit. Izuku, here pointing to his box, while raising his cosmos, disassembling the Pandora box. In this you can see how the box shows the Andromeda armor, Omega version. This action left everyone impressed. Izuku, Kame my Andromeda. The armor separates and dresses Izuku. Kirishima, that armor is somewhat feminine, but you look very manly. All Might, so you're the Andromeda Knight. Izuku, something like that, it's just temporary, until I finish my training. All Might, I see, he will definitely be a great Virgo Knight. Bakugo, wouldn't you use the Virgo one? Izuku, no, my mother asked me to stay at the shrine. All Might, well shonens, leaving that aside, the test is the following. It will be a 2 versus 2 villains versus heroes fight. The villains have a bomb. The hero's job is to recover it or catch the villains. Lita asks the same thing as everyone else, so I'll skip that part and get to the fight. Lita, but sensei, there are 21 of us, one will be left alone. Izuku, That'll be me. I'll give an advantage to a team that Sensei puts together, me as a villain. Don't make a drama out of it, Lita. In a situation many times the numerical advantage is not a factor in winning. Almight. That's right, young man. The special group will be Bakugo, Todoroki, and young Kaminari. Now everyone get ready. All the fights are the same as the anime. Just change Melissa for Izuku and change the fact that she breaks her bones like Izuku. Almight. Well indeed, it's time for the final fight. Izuku was already in position, but he surprised everyone since he was meditating and levitating. Observation room. Almight. Wow, he's meditating. Uraraka. Why does he do it? Momo. If he is a knight, his power is cosmos, isn't it? Almight. This is young Yaoyorozu. Momo. So he's concentrating power. He'll probably use a technique. But if he said he was training, that means he's a golden armor aspirant. Almight. That's right. And from the stance on the armor. Lita, Virgo. Kirishima. Izuku will be a golden saint. How manly tears. Mineta. What's happening? The building is becoming two identical buildings. In the field as soon as the horn sounded to start the fight. Bakugo. Don't be too confident. He appears delicate, but he is extremely dangerous. Todoroki watching the building change shape. What's going on? Bakugo. It's an illusion. The nerd already started. He had to use the Gemini Labyrinth, somewhat annoying. In the observation room. Almight. Gemini Labyrinth? Lita, that's an illusion, right? Momo. Can he do that from that distance? In the field. Todoroki. Go to that building. Bakugo. Don't trust half and half. It's a strong illusion. One of the buildings is fake. Kaminari. How do you know? Todoroki. TCH. Go to that one and I'll go to the other one. He leaves. Bakugo. How stubborn. This one is going to the opposite side. Kaminari. How do you know? Bakugo. Since I started training with him, I awaken my cosmos, so I can feel where I should go. I don't depend on my sight or other senses. Kaminari. Wow. I didn't expect anything less. Bakugo. Izuku? Izuku. They came so soon. I knew that would help you, but can they really beat me? Hand-to-hand fighting pose. Bakugo. Don't underestimate me. He starts fighting. Kaminari. 10,000 flips. Izuku. Rolling defense surrounds himself with his chains. Izuku. He didn't do anything to me. Kaminari. Almost looking like an idiot. You're strong. But, Izuku. Chains of Andromeda hits Denki, knocking him out. Bakugo. I don't fall that easily. Izuku. I already know Pegasus meteors. Bakugo. Shit, he receives them and is injured. I'll beat you, nerd, releasing the glove's safety. Izuku. You know it won't hurt me. Bakugo. You think? Boom. Izuku KANNN. Bakugo. So your shield. Todoroki. I'm here. Bakugo. You took too long, idiot. Todoroki. Whatever. Izuku. So they're here. I didn't think you'd overcome that illusion. You surprised me, Todoroki. Todoroki. Don't underestimate me. Izuku. If that's your truth, I hope you have the strength to prove it. Todoroki in fighting pose. Bakugo. Oh shit. In the observation room. Lita. It's that pose. Mineta. No, I don't want to go back there crying. Momo. What are you going to do? In the field. Izuku. The 6 paths. The 2 rooms were left watching Izuku's attack in all its splendor. Choose the hell you will go to. Beginning of the song. Infernal realm where the infamous receive their punishment upon death. Kingdom of Preta where the greedy receive their punishment upon death. Beastly kingdom where those with murderous instincts are reborn as beasts for their sin. Demigod realm those who end up here fight endless battles with their enemies. Human kingdom the place where emotions reincarnate and good and evil are uncertain. Finally, the most dangerous place in all of hell for humans, the world where the gods reincarnate, also known as paradise, where anyone who has committed even one sin is unworthy of entering. End of the song. In the surveillance room. Momo. What foo was that? Kirishima. That's scary. Mineta. No, I don't want to go there again crying. Almight. What was that? It can't be. There's no doubt about it. If he doesn't have the Virgo armor yet, this guy is close to getting it. He's a true monster when it comes to power. AFO and I would be cockroaches before him. On the battlefield. Todoroki. What fuel that scared I give up faints. Bakugo. I won't be able to beat you now, but I will surpass you. Izuku. Wow, you resisted my attack. What do you think of this other one? Bakugo. I give up. Izuku, huh? Bakugo. I won't tolerate it. Falls unconscious. Almight. The villain wins. In the room with everyone. Almight. Who was the best in the test? Momo. It was Izuku. He remained calm, generated his attacks well, did not damage property, and managed to hold back the heroes. The next was Bakugo since he realized several actions that Izuku takes, followed by Todoroki who fell into Izuku's illusion but came out, and finally Kaminari who was left an idiot. Almight, that's how young he is, he said more than I expected. Todoroki, I accept my defeat. Izuku, Todoroki-san, I want to apologize. I shouldn't have done the 6 paths. I could have traumatized you and in the worst case killed you. Excuse me, sensei, for my recklessness. Almight, wow, I didn't expect that, but I accept your apologies. Izuku with Cosmos to Todoroki. Todoroki-san, it's me. Don't shout and just think to talk that I use my Cosmos like this. Todoroki, what do you want? Izuku, first, I apologize to you. I went too far with that attack. You're my partner. I shouldn't have done that to you. And second, I want you to join me in training. Todoroki, I accept the apology. But why the second one? Izuku, you see, Bakugo surely said that he also awakened his Cosmos, right? So I wanted to propose that you train him, since that way you would be stronger. Besides, I like you and I would like to be friends with you. Todoroki, I accept, but only time will tell about friendship. Almight, well, young people, that's all, bye. Momo, is that what you did to my Neta when he tried to spy on us? Izuku, yes. Kirishima, wow, you weren't joking when you said you knew how to do it without opening your eyes. Izuku, no, I overreacted last time, I shouldn't have opened them. Lita, at least you didn't traumatize anyone. My Neta, how did you not traumat anyone? Izuku, that's what you get for being perverted. Wild Aizawa appears. Aizawa, well, I saw the fights and I'll just say don't get too confident, and Izuku, don't do techniques that could traumatize/kill your teammates. Izuku, hi sensei. I apologize again for that. Aizawa, well, I'm letting you know that after an event this week where we'll go to the U.S.J, we'll go on a trip to the sanctuary in Greece. Izuku, you're not going, right? Izuku, if it's because you're going, they already told me that I have to be there before you leave Japan. Aizawa, it's okay. Bakugo, nerd, will you show your real armor, right? Izuku, yes, since I asked my mother to visit. Bakugo, okay. Chapter 8. After what happened during training with All Might, Todoroki joined the training at Izuku's mansion. It should be noted that he had the same reaction as Bakugo and Kirishima with the meditation but decided to do it. They did this after classes since they were going to train at Izuku's house, so for 2 weeks where several things happened, among them, the election of Melissa and Momo as class president and vice president, who did a good job with the entry of the reporters to the UA. But that is in the past. Today we can see Class 1A on a bus heading to the U.S.J, in the company of All Might and Aizawa, if All Might goes, because by order of the director he did not do hero work, but made him look at paperwork because of a bad feeling. For some reason Izuku had his rosary in his hands, which did not attract anyone's attention, only those who trained with him who knew about the specters and other threats that the knights faced. So at this moment they were talking through the Cosmos. Izuku, I don't like this. Bakugo, what do you mean? Shoto, I also have a bad feeling. Kirishima, don't worry, whatever it is, we'll face it. Izuku, if you see guys with black armor, we should kill them without disregarding what others say. The 3, whatever you say. Izuku to All Might through the Cosmos. Sensei, All Might, Shonen, what's up? I see you're worried, and I know about this thanks to an old friend who was a knight. Izuku, I feel an evil Cosmos approaching, so it could be the specters. All Might, and you want to know something, right? Izuku, if there are no repercussions, why does he jump to fight and kill those bastards? All Might sighing, even if he says no, you will do it since it is your duty as a knight. Tsuyu, Kido-san Karo. Izuku, yes, Ajiri-san. Tsuyu, tell me, Tsuyu-chan, and I am a person who always says what I think, and I wanted to ask you something. Izuku, go ahead, smiling. Tsuyu, how did you become the Andromeda Knight? Izuku, it's not something I like to talk about, but I'll tell you, only Bakugo knows about me since he and I are childhood friends. This is how he tells what happened to him, and how his teacher Shaka trained him. Izuku's classmates felt great anger towards Kaminari, Lita, Mina, Uraraka and Mineta. Kirishima, how can a mother do that to her own son? Annoyed. All Might, that's very painful, no child deserves that. But isn't Midoriya one of the girls from Class B? And Shonens, I'm disappointed in you. Aizawa, yes, he's in Vlad's class. Annoyed. Izuku, I don't want them to do anything to him, I know he hurt me, but thanks to that, I met my teacher, my new family, and I don't hold a grudge against him. If I did I wouldn't be a knight. All Might, but Shonen. Izuku, sensei, I know what you think, but I don't want anything to happen to you. Destiny always has a plan for those who do wrong in the past. They know it as karma. They continued talking about trivial things until they reached the U.S.J, where they were greeted by 13 who gave them the same anime talk. The lights began to fail, and Izuku's face reflected absolute seriousness. A black portal opened, revealing at least 30 Hades specters in the USJ, along with 40 Nomas, and a silver-haired man with his hands on his face, who told them after poking his face into the portal, "Shigaraki, good luck with your massacre." Ajajajajaj laughs like a psychopath. The villain left and left only minor villains, Nomas and the specters. Almight, young knight, take care of the specters. Izuku, for Athena jumps into combat with the specters. Aizawa, Kido. Almight, why are you saying that? Annoyed. Almight, those in black armor are Hades specters, they are here to sense young Kido. Lita, so that means Kido-san will kill? Almight, that's young Lita. Lita, but that's not heroic. Almight, remember that specters are not human, they are souls resurrected by evil gods as troops in their army. What young Kido does is fight them and kill them to seal those souls, and give them the eternal rest they deserve. Also, as a knight of Athena, it is his job. They are heroes who defend the world from threats that even heroes cannot. Bakugo, even if we awaken our cosmos, we are no match for the specters. Frustrated. Kirishima, that's right, but do you think Izuku can? Spectre, do you think the Andromeda Knight will confront us? Ha 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 ha, pathetic, ha 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 ha. Izuku, Andromeda chains, burying the chains and several specters, killing them. Touch my friends, teachers and classmates, and I kill them. Spectre 2 to him. Izuku, take that Stardust Revolution. Specters, HHHHHHHHH. Izuku, are you okay? Class 1A, yes. At that the Nomas and specters pounce on the class. Izuku, this is bad. All Might and Aizawa, after finishing off several low-ranking villains, see this without being able to do anything. Izuku, Heaven's treasure, waving his rosary. The USJ became a bunch of Buddhist mandalas, but they are amazed to see Izuku levitating in a lotus pose. Izuku, specters, creatures of great inhuman evil, now receive the sleep of the eternal rest of death. Nobody believed what they heard. Izuku said it genuinely. Specters, we can't move, what is this? Izuku, the treasures of heaven are the truth of the universe. Whoever receives this attack cannot flee or defend themselves, their 5 senses disappear. First touch vanishes. Specters, damned, stopping moving his arms. Nomus, grower. Izuku, I'll give them some mercy. A quick and painless death in lotus pose. Opening his eyes, and revealing great power. Primary sensory elimination. All his classmates and teachers swore they could see the Virgo constellation behind him. The specters and Nomus fall heavily to the ground, already lifeless. The minor villains, only out of terror, surrender so as not to be stopped or rather killed by the green-haired man. Lita, I kill those guys and things. Surprised, there's no doubt they're real monsters in power. Aizawa, I'm surprised by the boy, but he's certainly not a bronze saint. Momo, it seems so, but that technique. All Might, that's right, young Yaoyorozu, he's one of the Virgo Knights. Momo, but isn't he from Andromeda? Aizawa, he said he was in training, so it must be temporary. And Lita, go with Kaminari outside USJ and call UA. Lita, yes sensei. 30-minute time skip. Nizu, so young Izuku defeated the specters and those things called Noma? All Might, that's right, and surprisingly with a nervous technique. Nizu, what kind of technique? Curious, like the other teachers. Aizawa, Heaven's treasure. Vlad King, are you sure? Surprised and angry, since his colleague had someone strong. Snipe, so director he could be. Nizu, a Virgo Knight? Surely, he hasn't shown that armor, but from what we can see, he's in training. But, Filler Hero 1, whoever caused this massacre, angry and eager for fame. Villain, it was the effeminate green-haired man with closed eyes with fear. Hero 1, you're under arrest, brat craving fame. Izuku, your greed for fame and power sickens me, leave me alone. Police, you are under arrest. All Might, leave the Andromeda Knight alone now. Hero 1, wait, is he a Knight of Athena? There's no doubt he's a 6. All Might didn't let him finish with a smash to his stomach. All Might, let this be the last time you try to overstep your bounds, and you cops, you're foolish to believe that kid is a villain. Police, but he caused this massacre. Annoyed. All Might, in case you didn't notice, the ones in black armor are specters of Hades. Police, what? Aizawa, and the creatures are not human and their actions are justified. Nizu, that hero will have his license revoked, and you officers will be suspended. Hero 1, can't do that. Annoyed. Nizu, yes I can, for calling a student who risked his classmates a villain. He is also a Knight of Athena, he has no quirk, his power is greater than 1. Izuku, Mr. Nizu, I appreciate your help, as well as that of All Might Sensei and Aizawa Sensei, but I can defend myself and I already know what hell to send those greedy people to. All Might, Shonen, please don't show the 6 pads, at least not again. Lita, Izuku took a risk for us, although I don't share his idea of killing at least the Nomus. But the specters, if he is a knight of Athena, he is capable of acting. Bakugo, they don't take the nerd elevating his cosmos. Kirishima, what he said to Izaburo is not to be touched raising cosmos. Todoroki, I'm in. I won't let them take a friend with active cosmos. Nizu, since when do they have cosmos? Bakugo, we train with Izuku after class since he helps us a lot. Kirishima, although meditation is boring Izuku, if you want to improve your cosmos you must meditate smiling. Nizu, young Kido, you may now leave, so we'll see you at the shrine when Yui arrives. Izuku, I'll be waiting for you, and don't worry, you'll see me there. Almight, I hope to see it in Shonen. Bakugo, you still owe me a nerd tour. Izuku, yes I know, last time it slipped my mind. Nizu, young Bakugo was? Izuku, yes, because my mother wanted to have tea with me and a friend of mine, and I invited him. Nizu, wow. Then Izuku leaves and the teachers organize the trip to the sanctuary for these 2 weeks. For now, only Class 1A will go, accompanied by Aizawa, All Might, Present Mike, Principal Nizu, Endeavor, who wants to meet Izuku to see his strength and find out if he is worthy of giving him grandchildren with his daughter, Midnight, and the Big Three. Chapter 9. After the attack on the U.S.J., the UA professors decided to take a field trip to the sanctuary of Athena. Of course, in the eyes of the press, this was a recreational outing due to the villain attack. With Izuku was arriving at the shrine, so he chose to wear Virgo's golden armor. Kiki, wow, you had fun, haha. Izuku, Kiki, don't even mention it. On top of that, a fake hero tried to arrest me accompanied by police officers, and they say we're villains, haha. Kiki, at least All Might helped you, ha ha ha. Izuku, at least he regained some of the respect I lost. Kiki, ha 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 ha, that I'm coming in like a normal person. Izuku, don't mention it, ha 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 ha. Kiki, Bakugo filmed it for me to see, even Canon burst out laughing. Aldebaran, I see you're talking about my friend. Izuku, Aldebaran sensei, it's good to see you. Aldebaran, that Johnny Bravo gel addict never changes, lol. Saga, Izuku, Seiya and Athena want to see you. Izuku, I'm going. 15-minute time skip. Izuku, mom, I'm here. Saori, Izuku, my little one, you're back. Seiya, I'm glad to see you, son. Saori, sit down, I've already prepared the tea. While drinking tea, Seiya takes the floor. Seiya, son, your mother and I have some news to give you. Saori, you're going to have a little brother. Izuku spits out the tea of surprise. What? Saori, you'll be a big brother happy. Seiya, what do you think? Izuku, as an older brother, I will protect him. Saori, I'm glad about that. Now go rest because your UA classmates will arrive tomorrow. Izuku retires to Virgo's house. Time skip to the next day. The students of 1A of the UA school were arriving at the sanctuary when they were greeted by a saint. Okay, the UA people have arrived. Let me welcome them and escort them to where the patriarch is waiting. Nizu, thank you for receiving us, young man. Oh, excuse my rudeness, I introduce myself. I am Miguel Santo de Plata de Lira, Miga 2334. Nizu, young Miguel, it will be an honor to follow you until we meet the patriarch. Miguel, please follow me. 20-minute time skip with small talk and speeches from Miguel about the courage of knights. It's my turn to guide them, Miguel. You can resume your duties. Miguel, as your excellency orders. Nizu, I suppose you are the current patriarch, right? Patriarch, that's right. My name is Shaka, former knight of Virgo and current patriarch of the sanctuary. Oh, young Bakugo, it's good to see you again. Bakugo, it's good to be back, Mr. Shaka. Mirio, wow, have you come? Bakugo. Tamaki, I wouldn't like so much attention. Nijire, I hope to see some gentlemen. I want to ask questions, sweating with beads of sweat. Kirishima, excuse me, patriarch, where is Izaburo? Shaka, you'll see in a few minutes. Shoto, Izuku, can you hear me? Shaka, young Shoto, Izuku is on a mission so he won't hear you through the cosmos. Shoto, I see. Momo, is that the first house? Welcome to the house of Ares. Bakugo, Kiki, it's time for revenge. Nizu, who is Kiki? Kiki, ha, I'll wait for you, Bomberman, ha ha. So Bakugo and the Ares Knight started playing arm wrestling, making everyone sweat. Kiki, I beat you again. Bakugo, I accept my defeat, but it won't be the last time you beat me, Ram. Kiki, ha 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 ha. Then she turns to look at everyone. Oh, excuse my manners. I introduce myself. I'm Kiki, Golden Knight of Ares, guardian of the first house of the Zodiac. Nizu, what a golden knight. Kirishima, Bakubro meets a manly golden saint. Shaka, Kiki wanted to know if you'd let us stop by your house. Kiki, go ahead, your grace. So they all continued on their way to the next house, the house of Taurus. They talked about trivial things, and one thing arose to everyone the Muslim knew. Welcome to the House of Taurus, Almight. I'm shivering with excitement at the sight of my old Taurus friend. Aldebaran, or are you mate? Oh ha ha. Another awkward moment as the peace symbol and the golden saint began to arm wrestle, with Aldebaran winning, both laughing like children, causing even bigger drops of sweat to appear on the faces of those present. Shaka ahem. Aldebaran, oh Shaka, go ahead, you can go through this house. And your redhead, shark teeth, you're manly? I'll make you my successor, Sharksin, haha. Izuku wasn't lying, you're manly. Kirishima, thank you, and you are the ultimate expression of manliness, comic tears. Shaka, let's continue. So they went through the houses of Gemini, where Kanon and Saga received them, and it was the most normal thing in the world, not like the previous houses, Cancer, where there was no saint, which generated a doubt which increased since the armor flashed for a moment near Bakugo. Thus they continued until they reached Leo's house, where a serious-looking gentleman, and according to some, scary. Wow, they've arrived at this house seriously. I hope they don't cause any childish scandals in it. Much more serious. Nizu, excuse me sir, there will be no more scares of that kind. Looking at Bakugo and All Might, who tensed. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ikki from Leo, Izuku's uncle, and oh, he's been a Muslim for a while. Mocking. Bakugo, it's good to see you, Ikki-san. Shaka, well, Ikki wanted to ask if you could let us in. Ikki, come in. So they continued to Virgo's house. Only Bakugo and Shaka knew who was there, so for the cosmos they decided to stay quiet. Nizu, excuse me Shaka, I would like to know who the current Virgo is. Shaka, you'll know when you see it. Smiles. This increased the doubts even more, and Aizawa, who was falling asleep, decided to drink an energy drink. In the house of Virgo, a green-haired man was in the lotus position meditating, when he felt some familiar presences approaching. Nizu, well, we are in the house of Virgo. It's surprising. I'm intrigued as to who will be its guardian. Shaka, come on, this was once the house I guarded. Wow, they've arrived. Everyone turned around in surprise to see who it was. All Bakugo and Shaka. Izuku, the image with closed eyes. Izuku, it's good to see you guys again. Smiling. Nizu, young Kido, are you? Wow, you've really grown strong in this time. Shoto, how long have you had that armor? All Might and Aizawa also wanted to know the answer. Izuku, since 2 years ago. All Might, shonen or so. Izuku, if before entering the UA he was already a golden knight, the Andromeda armor was just a facade. Momo, now it makes sense. That's why she did the Virgo techniques. Nijire, wow. I'm Nijire Hato. I want to ask you a few questions. What's the Golden Saint training like? Why won't you open your eyes? Are you blind? Why is your hair long? Nizu, young Hato is enough. The rodent like the rest had a drop of sweat. And young Bakugo, did you know about Izuku's power? Bakugo, yes, and I didn't say anything because of a favor Izuku asked me. Kirishima, that's why Izuku always meditates. LOL. Shoto, now I understand that obsession. Izuku, I'll go with you since I have some matters to resolve in the Patriarch's chamber. Thus they continued house by house, meeting other golden knights, saving Pisces, Capricorn, Scorpio, who had no saint. This is how they met Shiryu of Libra, Sagittarius Seiya, who is Izuku's father, surprising everyone, and Hyoga of Aquarius, who along with Shiryu called Izuku nephew, thus arriving at the Patriarch's chambers. Chapter 10. It's been a day since the Yue arrived at the sanctuary, so they wanted to explore as much of the place as possible. Well, for most of them, since a trio was in the twin room meditating with the green-haired man. Bakugo, nerd. Izuku, tell me Kaken. Bakugo, because an armor flashed when we passed by. Izuku, usually they might react to the cosmos. You're right, Virgo. Izuku, Milo-sensei, it's good to see you here. But what brings you here? Milo, well, first of all, I'd see how you train your friends. And secondly, I was looking for the bicolor to train him myself. Izuku, I mean, you'll make him your successor, right? Milo, nothing gets past you, right? Izuku, not really, haha. Todoroki, what do they mean? Izuku, you see, Todoroki-kun, Milo is looking for a successor for the House of Scorpio, and it seems he has chosen you as a candidate. Smiles. Todoroki, I see, then if necessary I will go with him to start my training. Milo, that's how you talk. Aldebaran, well, they beat me to it. I wanted to get there first. Kirishima, Aldebaran, to what do we owe your manly visit? Little stars in the eyes. Aldebaran, ha 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 ha, I like you. Tiburonson. Others. Aldebaran, well, I was looking for my apprentice, and that's you, redhead. Kirishima, I will learn more about your masculinity and be your successor. Bowing with emotion. Saga, and I want to train the Muslim. Canon, how about you alone? Saga, well, we'll train the Muslim. Bakugo, but as if the armor that shone was Cancer's. Saga, The answer is simple, since the defective Pikachu will be trained for that armor. Bakugo, fine, I accept. Holding back laughter at the defective Pikachu. Saga. Besides, you have a rivalry with Izuku, so you will be the one who gets closest to his power. So everyone leaves to train and Izuku stays meditating for 30 minutes, until Shoryu comes in to talk to him. Shoryu Izuku. Izuku, oh Shoryu, what brings you here? Shoryu, I came to see a friend, but I see you're tense. Izuku, the truth is yes, I'm not as calm as always. I'm worried about the appearance of the specters in the U.S.J, the corruption that many heroes possess. But not only them, but many police officers, thirsty for fame, money and some wanting to have a harem. It only disgusts me. Shoryu, I understand. Izuku, also, there's something I wanted to tell you, but I need Kiki to be here so I can ask for her help. Kiki, I'm already entering like a normal person imitating All Might. Izuku, ha 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 ha. Shoryu, ha 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 ha. Kiki, and how are you? Izuku, it came out similar, but it's still funny, ha 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 ha. Shoryu, Kiki, if you hadn't shown me that video, I wouldn't have believed it, ha ha ha. Kiki, leaving that, you wanted to talk. Izuku, you see, I want your advice. I will be an older brother, father and mother will have a child. I don't know what to do. If an event were to occur that puts our lives at risk, I don't know how the child would respond if I were to die. Kiki, you're scared. Izuku just nods, feeling it is normal. But you yourself said it from a teaching of Buddha and Shaka. Death is not the end of everything. Izuku, you're right. Shoryu, in that case, I would tell you not to make him meditate so young. Play with him. I know we are too old for games, but younger siblings tend to take their older ones as an example. Izuku, I guess you're right. Kiki, and you saw that we will have new companions. I knew about Bakugo, but the two-color one and Mr. Masculinity, haha. Izuku, at least the 12 of us will be gathered in case something comes up. Being objective, even if we are 6 gold saints and the rest silver and bronze, we would not achieve anything against a new holy war or an enemy at the level of the god Hades. It is not that I look down on the other knights, but it is a reality. If those of us who are alive fall, who will emerge and fight, that is my doubt. Kiki, I agree. Shoryu, same here. Nizu, so this is the twin room. Izuku, Principal Nizu, to what do we owe your visit? Nizu, I heard about your companions, and I'm glad to know that you want to become knights. Izuku, I know, and if the others want, they can train in the Colosseum to use their quirks. I'm sure my mother already let them use them. Nizu, that's right, young man. The rest are there except for young Kaminari, who is in the cancer house. Izuku, I'm glad about that. Putting on a serious face, director, I'd like to know what happened to the Midoriya family? Nizu, I knew you would ask. It's because of his sister, right? Izuku, Aizawa and All Might Sensei said it, right? Nizu, yes, young man. And about her sighing, she only got in because of her points. Because of her attitude, we wouldn't have accepted her. Izuku, okay, I'll fix that at the sports festival. Nizu, and how will you do it? Izuku, you see, in the past, my ancestor Asmita of Virgo tested the Pegasus Knight of his time, with the goal of testing the young knight's strength and determination. I plan to do the same with Izumi. With the difference that I won't be using the treasure of heaven. Nizu, I'm glad about that. Izuku, okay. All Might, what a peaceful place, entering like a moron. Kiki, ha ho ha ho ha ho ha ho ha ho ha ho ha ha ho. Seeing it live is better than on video, ha 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 ha. Shoryu, I say the same. All Might, what are shonens talking about? This is how they show him in the video, leaving All Might with depression, making circles, saying things about young knights who do not respect the symbol of peace. Izuku, it's not my fault you came in like a retard to teach classes, pretending to be normal. By the way, I'm curious to know why Melissa has one for all. That made the Japanese gel-addicted Johnny Bravo and the director tense. All Might, shonen as you know it. Izuku, Buddha told me that in one of my meditations. Nizu, go ahead Tashinori. So All Might tells the knights present about the OFA, and how Melissa is his successor. Izuku, excuse me, sensei, have you never meditated to try entering the OFA and talk to the previous carriers? All Might, what does shonen refer to? Izuku, simple. By meditating you can enter the core of the power and talk to the previous wielders, since their consciousnesses are stored in the gift, a kind of mental space, where you can take teachings from them, advice and learn other ways to use it, instead of its user breaking their bones. All Might, damn, I hadn't thought of that. In the core of the OFA that was still in All Might. Nana, why didn't we think of that? No previous carrier said anything, since the Buddha boy said something that could turn out very well, especially knowing how much of an idiot All Might was as a teacher. Outside the OFA core. Nizu, Not even I thought of that. Izuku, well, if that's all, why don't they bring Melissa something tomorrow that can help her with that? All Might, you really will. Shonen receiving a nod from Izuku, thanks. Kiki, us too. Shoryu, I'm in. This is how the first day of the UA at the sanctuary went. Chapter 11. After All Might and Nisa's talk with the Virgo, Aries, and Dragon Saints, they proceeded to inform Melissa of what would be done, while Bakugo, Kirishima, and Shoto, let's say they were going through hell in a nutshell, well, only for the bicolor and the Muslim, since the redhead was training in the most manly way he wanted. Said training in the eyes of the saints was smooth since they did not have to train to awaken their cosmos thanks to the green-haired man. The rest of the day passed without difficulties. From what we can see, 3 silhouettes in the twin room meditating, yes, Melissa, Izuku, and All Might, the reason trying to connect to the core of One for All, achieving it for brief moments. Melissa, that was pretty much it, I think. Izuku, you need to calm your mind more, I can tell you have doubts. All Might, sorry Shonen, but we've never done this. Izuku, I know, I can notice your doubts, your concerns, your insecurities about this method. All Might, scared. Izuku, fear that your predecessors might call you unworthy, fear that your successor might be considered unworthy, fear of facing your teacher, of feeling useless the day she died against Al for one. All Might, how do you know that? Izuku, I don't know, I just see that insecurity, those doubts, that fear. You must calm your mind, be at peace and calm. That way, you can enter the core of the OFA. The same goes for you, Melissa. You're afraid of being considered unworthy, afraid of not being the right one. Melissa, I know, I can't help thinking about it. Izuku, calm down, you are in the twin room, the place where they say Buddha attained enlightenment. Although I have not reached it, this place is a refuge of peace and harmony where you can relax your mind and achieve it. Meditating, how boring. Izuku, you're not helping Manigoldo. Besides, what are you doing here? You should train Kaminari. Manigoldo, I left him in the Amatsu trying to get out. Sadistic smile. Izuku, at least he's a little less sadistic and crazy than Death Mask. Manigoldo, I know, besides those of us from the Holy War of the Lost Lienzo are, so to speak, better. He smiles mockingly. Izuku, Asmita-sensei told me something, but I won't be paying attention to it. Besides, I think it's time for my training. That's how you talk, young gentleman. Izuku, Shirjima. Everyone is surprised to see an ancestor of Izuku, Shirjima of Virgo. All Might, why doesn't he speak Shonen? Izuku, Shirjima, as a knight, decided to block his sense of taste, which affects the mobility of his tongue and therefore speech. In my case, I followed my teachers Asmita and Shaka. Shirjima. So they told you about me? Izuku, yes, and they taught me the 4 gates of Buddha, the Unjayo and the Agyo. Shirjima. Then let me try that. Starting to move his mouth, Unjayo. Izuku opening his eyes, but not in green as it was but in red, Agyo. Those present, plus the aspiring golden saints and their masters along with Kiki and Shoryu, arrive at the area seeing a confrontation between the 2 closest to God. Melissa, what are those 2 doing? Milo, this is bad. Saga, those 2 will make a cycle that only the gods have managed to do. Kiki, glass wall. Cannon, let's hope it holds up. All Might was surprised by what they saw. Both attacks of the saints collide, revealing something that the gods are capable of creating. The Seizuritan. Bakugo, the nerd has that power? Kirishima, that really is the power of the Virgo saints. Shoto, I feel like an ant in front of him. Shaka, what's going on here? Watching the Seizuritan K and covering everyone with his cosmos. With Izuku. Shirjima, while you know it, then it's time for us to finish this technique. Izuku just nodded, as it was time for the end of the beginning and the beginning of the end. The technique broke and a colossal crash was heard in the place. But everyone heard Shirjima say well done before the technique disappeared, and saw Izuku falling into the technique tired in lotus pose. Shaka knew what was coming, so he asked the other saints to heal Izuku with their cosmos, since he was surely on the verge of death. But everyone noticed the monumental cosmos that Izuku released. Shaka, he did it surprised. Milo, I did it. All Might, excuse my ignorance, but what has he achieved? Aldebaran, the divine cosmos awakened, the 8th sense, the Arashashiki. Shaka, it's official, you are now the man closest to God, you managed to overcome death. Bakugo, damn nerd, I'll surpass you. Saga sensei, Kanon sensei, I want to keep training harder. Saga and Kanon just smiles sadistically. Chapter 12. After weeks of training at the shrine, we can see how the UA, accompanied by Izuku, leaves for Japan, as the UA Sports Festival approaches. Before continuing, I will give the progress of the golden armor aspirants. Bakugo, 7th sense awake. Techniques learned. Explosion of galaxies. Imperial Satan, another dimension. Golden triangle. Explosive triangle. Technique developed by himself. Based on Canon's golden triangle, taking advantage of his quirk, Ken at the speed of light. Pegasus comets, courtesy of Seiya. It moves at the speed of light. Kirishima. He managed to awaken his 7th sense. Strength superior to all mights. Increased pride in his training with Aldebaran. It moves at the speed of light. Techniques learned. I looked them up on the internet in Aldebaran's profile. Great Horn. Ken at the speed of light. Phoenix, courtesy of Ikki. Supernova Titanica. Charge of the Great Horn. Steel Arm. Glorious Horn. Great Divine Horn. Shoto, 7th sense awake. His master's sense of justice. He will not hesitate to make an enemy or a traitor suffer. Speed of light. Techniques learned. Scarlet Needle. Antares Needle. Restriction. Crimson Sting. Antares Burst. Fire Needle. Own technique combined with his quirk. Freezing Needle, item above. Ken at the speed of light courtesy of Izuku. Kaminari, 6th sense on the verge of awakening the 7th. Speed of sound and for brief moments speed of light. He stopped being perverted and became like his master, proud. Learned techniques. Separation of souls. Hellish waves. Flames of the underworld. Coffin of hellish waves. Opening to Yamatsu. Closing of Yamatsu. Electric coffin. Own technique. Continuing. The students of Class 1A had already arrived in Japan since the sports festival would be held in 2 days. Time skip 2 days. The entire 1A class can be seen in the waiting room to enter the stadium. Lida, it's good that we trained hard at the sanctuary. Izuku, they shouldn't worry. Even so, they shouldn't underestimate the other UA students. Kaminari, I feel like taking someone to Yamatsu he. Izuku, you know that the 5 of us can't really fight each other, right? Bakugo, yes, although you and I would last longer than a 1,000-day war if we did. Shoto, don't get me wrong, but we should at least give a decent fight. Kirishima, we'll show the bull's horn, comrades, ha 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 ha. Izuku, training with Aldebaran made you feel that enormous pride. Kirishima, I'll become as big as my predecessor Jajajajaj. Izuku, as long as you don't act like an idiot, like letting someone in because they'll break your horn at the shrine. Kirishima, hee, I don't promise anything. Bakugo, the golden bull's pride is not taken out ha ha ha. Shoto, now that I think about it, 3 are in houses in a row and the rest aren't. After your house Izuku comes Mr. Shiryu's and then mine. Izuku, I actually have a feeling Shiryu will give up his position, but that will be when you swear to wear the armor. At that moment, President Mick's voice was heard as Class A left the stadium followed by the other classes. The speech instead of a Muslim was given by Izuku. Izuku, well, I'm not a person of many words, so I'll just say to try hard and show your worth as heroes, plus ultra. Bakugo, not bad nerd. Shoto, I didn't think I'd see the Saint of Virgo nervous. Kirishima, me except ha ha ha. The same thing happens in this regard as in the anime with respect to the race. Izuku, you know we'd win this in a flash, right? Bakugo, yes but. Kirishima, that wouldn't be fun ha ha ha. Shoto, I agree. Kaminari, what if we send them to Yamatsu? Izuku, for the 3rd time you won't send anyone to that place. Kaminari, party pooper. The race was fast, moving at the speed of sound, and they were the first to arrive, receiving applause from the public. Chapter 13. Present Mike. Well, dear audience, these are the 42 contestants who move on to the 2nd round. Now Midnight tell us what event next. Midnight, the next event will be Cavalry Battle. You will have to form teams of 2 to 4 members, which will have a ribbon with the total score of all the members. The scores are the same as the anime. Izuku, so I have 1,000,000 points without losing my cool. Kirishima, ha 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 ha, I would like to see how dare they touch the bull that I am ha 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 ha. Kaminari, come closer and I'll send you to the Yamatsu's psychopathic smile. Bakugo, I think I can show how I destroyed the stars. Shoto, I'll hit someone with my scarlet needles. Izuku, don't be so sadistic. And remember, if you want to face each other, we'll meet 1 versus 1. Shoto, I accept that and Izuku, let's team up. Kaminari, I'm in. Momo, and me. Bakugo, I'll go with this bull, the cheap Sonic and Melissa. Izuku, good. Remember to use your power as little as possible, so we don't draw attention to ourselves. All HAI. Shoto, well, we just have to resist. Izuku, although you could give him a sting, I give him a warning, Scorpio. Shoto, I don't want to show it yet hee. Momo, I see you trained a lot at the sanctuary. Kaminari, I want to send someone to Yamatsu. Izuku, I said no, he gives a sniff, besides we will do that with our enemies, not with rivals and fellow heroes. Kaminari, if a villain appears I'll send him to Yamatsu, okay? Izuku, okay. Midnight begin. Everyone launched themselves at Izuku's group except for Bakugo's group, who started stealing bands. Tetsu, we will win the biggest bandy. But Izuku's voice echoed throughout the stadium. Izuku KN. Monoma, what the hell? They were like that for 15 minutes where they couldn't remove the bands, only using Izuku's barrier. Midnight timeout. Present Mike. Fabulous display of power, you won't believe it, mummy man. Aizawa, you brought me here. Present Mike. Well, this is the results table. 1 Izuku Kido, Shoto, Kaminari, Momo. 2 Katsuki Bakugo, Kirishima, Melissa, Lida. 3 Shinzo Hitoshi, Uraraka, Tokoyami and Mina are on this team. 4 Itsuka Kendo, Tetsu, Midoriya Izumi, Mei. Present Mike. Well, it's time for a break. Tio, go to lunch. The next event will be the UA 1 vs 1 fights, so those who did not get in do not be discouraged. There will be recreational games. Time skip, 30 minutes, after lunch and recreational games. Present Mike. It's time for the fight. Say why the audience cheers Midnight or favor, gives the matches of this festival. Midnight. Well, this is the order of battles. 1. Melissa Shield vs Hitoshi Shinso. 2. Izuku Kido vs Izumi Midoriya. 1. 3. Shoto Todoroki vs Itsuka Kendo. 4. Katsuki Bakugo vs Uraraka Ashiko. 5. Momo Yagirosa vs Fumikage Tokoyami. 6. Tetsu vs Kirishima. 7. Tenya Lida vs Mei Hatsum. 8. Mina Ashido vs Denki Kaminari. Midnight. Let the first contestants pass. The battle was identical to Izuku vs Shinzo in canon, so I won't narrate it. Midnight. It's time for the next fight. Present Mike. On this side, he is quiet, he is serene. In battle he amazes with his power. He was able to put the League of Villains to flight by demonstrating his beastly power. Son of the owner of Kido Enterprises, Izuku Kido. Izuku. Not that it was that much, walking serenely. Present Mike. From this other one, the devil from Class B. If you bother her you'll be charred. The one who has no mercy on her enemies. Midoriya Izumi. Izumi. Well, so I'll face him sooner than I expected. I'll make him suffer. Midnight, they're ready. Izuku in lotus pose. Yes. Izumi, OBVIO. Midnight begin. Izumi. So you're alive, damn Deku. Izuku. So you entered the Sister UA. I see that you haven't changed at all. You're still the same arrogant girl from when we were kids. Izumi. If that's the case, I'll give you the beating I owe you, you useless bastard, lighting his fire in his fists. Izuku. Midnight Sensei. I don't want you or Cementos to get involved in this, elevating your cosmos a little. Izumi. It's clear you'll never change, Deku shiny. Izuku. KN without losing the lotus pose. Izumi. What's going on? My fire fists aren't working. Izuku. Do you think such a childish attack as the one you're trying to pull on me, aspiring heroine, could have done any kind of damage? Give up already and turn into dust, launching a cosmos attack with his hand. Izumi. HHHRGGG. Izuku. Too childish. Izumi curse. Izuku. From the looks of it, some heroism students are just children who get carried away by their emotions and act recklessly. I don't think they can be ready to face villains and save people. This was astonishing in the stands. In their eyes they were somewhat cruel words. The heroes present wanted to reply, but some realized that it was a test. Endeavor. Present Mike. All Might. Head, Nizu, Snipe, Mount Lady, Kamui Woods. Their parents and companions were the ones who realized. Izumi. I don't care. I will defeat the villains to show that I am number one, attacking again with her fiery fists. Izuku. I already told you, that weak attack has no effect on me, starting to emanate cosmos, launching a strong illusion attack that affected not only his opponent but the rest of the stands. Izumi. What's happening? Many images enter my mind. The same thing was happening in the stands. Everyone was asking what the green-haired man with his eyes closed was doing. Music began to play, music that no one knew where it was coming from. Everyone was amazed. The place changed to a black place, only the people shone. But soon flowers appeared floating in a kind of liquid similar to water. But more astonishing was the fact that behind the green-haired man, still in the lotus position, Buddha appeared. Izumi. Buddha. The stands. Buddha. His companions. Buddha. In a secluded place. Shigaraki. Is that Buddha? AFO. Who is that boy? Surprised. Kurojairi. That brat was the one who defeated the Nomus and Spectres single-handedly. All Might himself acknowledges him as stronger than him. AFO. Amazing. If we captured it we could get a very powerful quirk. At the sports festival, everyone was amazed by the green-haired man for the power he demonstrated. He was strong, but they wondered who he was, for a Buddha to appear behind him. Izumi. It's impossible who you are. Izuku. I'm just a fervent pursuer of the truth. If you can't beat me, you won't be able to go out and defeat villains. Now show me your truth, aspiring heroine. Demon pacifier, Izumi, ARGGGGGGG falling heavily to the floor of the platform without getting out. Izuku, get up. If a little thing like that defeats you, your truth ends here. Who are you? Why are you fighting? Answer, Izumi, that's very obvious. I'm an aspiring heroine, and I fight to defeat villains. Izuku emanating his cosmos. Damn naive, throwing her to fly back to the platform. Anyone can recite those words. I can't accept such a childish answer that greatly annoyed several heroes in the stands. Someone as weak as you doesn't possess any truth. Some villains are right. We will find greater happiness in the reigning chaos than with the current era of order and peace. Changing his hand poses without losing the lotus pose. Izumi, nothing will change even if you go out to defeat villains. Let the flames of hell burn and turn you to ashes. In the stands, Hero 1, what are you going to do? Annoyed. Hero 2, the boy is right. Hero 3, don't talk nonsense, he's talking nonsense. With the students, Lita, that pose. Mineta, no, I'm scared. Kirishima, you noticed, right? Shoto, yes. Bakugo, he tested her. Lita, what are you talking about? Shoto, he tested her to prove her courage and her convictions to be a heroine. Shaka, have you noticed, young gentleman? Kirishima, that's Shaka-sama. Lita, even so, the test is not a strong one. With the teachers, Almight, he's going to use them. Mizu, what will he use? Snipe, I'm just saying, let's watch. In the fight, Izuku, the six paths. Izumi, Arg. Izuku, Hell Realm, the place where the infamous receive their punishment upon death. Kingdom of Preta, where the greedy receive their punishment after death. Beast Kingdom, the place where those with murderous instincts are reborn as beasts for their sin. Demigod Realm, those who end up here fight endless battles with their enemies. Izumi, Izuku, the next is the most suitable realm for ignorant people like you. The human realm. Izumi, is it my city? Izuku, this place is plagued by human suffering, unstable, and where good and evil are uncertain. Izumi, poor alleys, hopeless people, starving children, ignorance, the inhuman gang members, the quirkless suffering the injustices of not having a quirk. Separations, promises, the abuse and murder that I gave along with my mother to my quirkless brother that surprised everyone. Izuku, Kingdom of Heaven, the place where gods reincarnate, the most dangerous place in all of hell. Izumi falls heavily off the platform. Izuku, the day you understand that you are not a heroine just to satisfy your whim of facing villains and being number one, but to serve others, help the innocent, the weak and the defenseless, that you must bring hope to others, protect them even at the cost of your own life. Without discrimination, that day you will become what you dream of being. Tying yourself to feelings of greed and fame will only turn you into a hypocrite. Izumi, I give up on the verge of tears. Midnight, Izuku Kido is the winner. At that moment, the boy left his position to go to the student stands. Many of those who didn't make it to this final stage looked at him in fear. The heroes in the stands wanted to reprimand the boy for being a villain, but none other than the symbol of peace spoke up. All Might, excellent words and good testing of the convictions of several aspirants and current heroes. Young Kido, as the shonen has said, if none shows those aptitudes he does not deserve to be a hero. Several heroes wanted the boy to be disqualified and expelled, but they would get revenge by not sending him an internship. His companions saw him with various feelings and emotions. His brothers in arms saw him with pride, since he showed how heroes should really be. In the distance, the hero killer Stain watched everything. He felt that this boy was a true hero, and that proof was enough to even affect him. The top heroes wanted him at all costs. He was powerful, too much. His family was proud of him, even his teacher, and one Inko Midoriya was furious. As for the Class B teacher, he was angry. His partner had someone too strong. Class B was different, the sea of emotions. They felt that someone made their partner swallow her pride, and those closest to them felt fury. This is how the green-haired man's first fight went. Moving on to the next stage. Chapter 14. The Izuku vs. Izumi fight left a bad taste in the mouths of several heroes, but not for the top-tier ones. So the event continued without much fuss. Present Mike. On this side, he is Crow, he is cold, he is the son of the number 2 hero Endeavor, from the 1A class of heroism, Todoroki Shoto. Shoto, deadly as a scorpion sting. Present Mike, from this other, the heroine with the big hands, is an expert in hand-to-hand combat, an experienced martial artist, also in heroism but from Class B, Itsuka Kendo. Kendo, I think he went too far, hehe. Midnight, are you ready? Both nod begin. Kendo would launch himself into hand-to-hand combat against Shoto. He estimated that being a ranged attacker he would not defend himself in hand-to-hand combat. But what a grave mistake, since in the sanctuary with Milo he learned to fight hand-to-hand, without depending on his quirk, making him quite strong, not to mention that his speed and reflexes were more evident. Present Mike, what is this? Todoroki Shoto has decided to fight hand-to-hand with Itsuka Kendo. Endeavor. Who taught you hand-to-hand combat? With the teachers. Nizu, wow, he really improved at the sanctuary. Almight. That's right, director. Milo did a good job. With the students. Lida. Incredible improvement in Todoroki. Bakugo. Not bad Scorpio. Izuku. Not bad Shoto. Kirishima. Ha ha ha, not bad bro, ha ha ha. Lida. Training with Aldebaran was too much with an anime-style drop of sweat. In the sand. Shoto. Sorry about this Kendo. Kendo. What do you mean arg, what is that? Shoto. Freezing needle, his left index fingernail turned into a white stinger. Kendo. What did you do to me starting to freeze? Shoto. It's a technique I developed with my teacher Milo, freezing needle. One touch of it, and it'll start freezing you. Best of all, the wound looks nothing more than an insect bite, so it's undetectable. Oh, and by the way, you received 3 needles. If you receive 2 more, you'll be frozen to death. I advise you to give up. Kendo. I surrender. Midnight, Kendo contestant gives up. Shoto. Allow me with a snap. Kendo stops freezing, and returns to normal. In the stands, Civilian 1, what attack was that? Endeavor thinking, what kind of training did you do at Shoto Shrine? With the teachers. AM, wow. Nizu, amazing. With the students. Izuku, I beat him easily. Kirishima, Ajajajaya the Ice Scorpion did well. In the arena. Midnight, okay, let's go to the next fight. Present Mike, this side the king of explosions, the lost son of Osama bin Laden, from Hero Course 1A, Bakugo Katsuki. Bakugo, TSK whatever. Present Mike, on this side, Gravity Girl, also from Hero Course 1A, Uraraka Achiko. Uraraka, hee nervously. Midnight, are you ready? Both nod begin. Uraraka, I'll beat you, throwing herself into combat. Bakugo, don't get me wrong, round face, but another dimension doing the Gemini technique, leaving Uraraka out of the arena. In the stands, Hero 1, that his quirk wasn't explosions. Hero 3, what was that? With the students. Izuku, he showed off too much. Lida, and you don't mockingly. Shaka, they're right Izuku, you did a test where you showed several cards. Shoto, wow. Shaka, you guys are going to end up facing each other face palming. Izuku, we won't start a 1000-day war. In the arena. Midnight, contestant Achiko Uraraka is out of bounds. Bakugo Katsuki is the winner. Absolute silence is heard. Bakugo helping Uraraka up. Sorry round face, but some out of this world fights are coming. Uraraka, I know you all trained hard at the sanctuary. At least I didn't come out too humiliated. Bakugo, don't worry, I'll reward you with a trip to train and get stronger. Uraraka blushing. HAI. 15. Both of them leave the arena. The next fight was the same as the anime, so I don't need to narrate it. If you saw the previous episode, you'll know the order of the fights. Present Mike, well, it's time for the next fight, dear audience. From the Hero Course 1A, he's strong, he's tough, his pride was made of his size. Kirishima Ijiro. Kirishima, ha 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 ha, I hope for a great fight. Present Mike, from this other one, the Man of Steel, from Hero Course 1B, Tetsu, Class A is full of bastards. Midnight, are you ready? Tetsu, that's right teacher. Kirishima, always ready. Midnight begin. Both of them throw themselves into combat. It was literally a metapod combat at the beginning. Although Kirishima is stronger than the one from Class B, he wants to have fun having an even fight. Present Mike, incredible, both fight fiercely. A battle of hardening. Who will win? In the stands, Civil 1. Their quirks are identical. With the teachers. Almight, wow, Shonen Kirishima, I didn't think you'd enjoy the fight. Nizu, I still expect surprises. Snipe, the surprises will come when the 4 of them face each other, and especially the ash-haired one with Kido-san. Nizu, they won't use their 100%, they'll hold back, they don't want to cause a 1000-day war. Snipe, don't tell me that. Nizu, young Kido has earned his well-deserved place at the sanctuary as the man closest to God. Snipe, the saint of Virgo. Vlad, shit, you bucking drug addict sleep fanatic, because you always beat the strongest crying comically. Nizu, and young Bakugo, he is an aspirant to the twins' armor. Those two, if they were to face each other, a chill runs through everyone present. With the students. Shoto holds back. Izuku, too much. Kaminari, I won't talk since they always tell me no. Izuku, if you always want to send someone to Yamatsuchibi face. Kaminari, Tush, Bakugo, stop wasting time and fight really Kirishima. In the arena, Kirishima, it's time to get serious. Tetsu, you were just playing? Kirishima, crossing his arms bighorn pose. I'll put it like this, metal friend, if you manage to break my posture, I'll give up and let you move on to the next phase. But remember, I never mention that I'll defend or attack, because it's obvious that I will. Tetsu confidently, I accept launching himself into a fight. Kirishima, bighorn throwing a large golden bull that hit the metal of the B class. Tetsu, Arg being dragged off the platform. Midnight, Tetsu is off the platform. The winner is Kirishima. In the stands, Seiya, how it reminds me of Aldebaran. Izuku, what do you mean, father? Seiya, you see, when your mother was shot by an arrow, when I was a bronze saint, I had to go through the 12 houses with your uncles until we reached the Patriarch's chamber, and Aldebaran made me the same proposal as Kirishima. Izuku, I see. The fight between Lita and Mei was like the one from the anime. More than a fight, it was an exhibition of inventions, to sell using Lita as a mannequin. The fight between Nina and Kaminari was fast. Kaminari used the infernal waves to paralyze her, winning by immobilizing the opponent. Next fights: Shoto vs Izuku, Bakugo vs Kirishima, Lita vs Melissa, Kaminari vs Tokoemi. Chapter 15. Present Mike. It's time for the second round of these 1vs1 fights. The audience cheers then. On this side, the son of the number 2 hero, the hero who showed that his sting is deadly, Todoroki Shoto. Todoroki, my sting is deadly. Present Mike. Of this other one, the boy of peace and harmony, they already say in the media that he is the next Buddha. His power amazes even without opening his eyes. Kido Izuku. Izuku, the next Buddha? In the stands, Shaka. I still remember when I was told that I was believed to be the reincarnation of Buddha. 1. Kirishima. I hope those two don't start the 1,000-day war. Bakugo. Just thinking about it, I know it will be destructive. Everyone listened to what they were saying, except for those who already knew what they were talking about. No one understood anything. In the arena, Midnight, are you ready? Both nod start. Both of them launched themselves at each other and fought hand to hand. This amazed everyone since the fight was very even, but what was most surprising was that the green-haired man never opened his eyes. In the box of heroes and civilians, Hero 1, that green-haired guy is underestimating his opponent. Hero 2, I don't think so, the previous fight plus what Mike said says otherwise. Hero 1, what do you mean? Hero 2, that his eyes must be sealed so as not to lose control of that power. In the fight, Shoto, it's time to end this and use our powers. Izuku, you know we're fighting at light speed, right? Shoto, yes, I know. Both separate from their opponent. Shoto, pierce the darkness, crimson sting, scarlet needle. Izuku, KN. Those attacks surprised everyone. Izuku, I see you decided to use that. I guess I should do the same. Ken at light speed throwing lightning at Shoto. Shoto, shit, receiving the attacks, I got confident, activating his fire side and attacking. Izuku, KN. Izuku, you know that if we continue any longer we will do that which we cannot do. Shoto, yes, but let's fight more, launching 2 attacks combining their quirks. Izuku, KN, you know about my defense, and you attack without further ado. Shoto, but it's time for me to attack too, leaving his lotus position. This is weird, but I think you'll make me use my highest technique. The UA stadium began to turn into a bunch of Buddhist mandalas, the treasures of heaven. Shoto, shit, I knew this would happen, and I can't move. Izuku, the treasures of heaven are the truth of the universe. Whoever receives this attack cannot flee or defend themselves. Their 5 senses disappear. First touch vanishes. In the stands, Hero 1, what did he do? Surprised. Hero 2, I don't know. Civil 3, shit, what power? In the boxes, AM, made the treasure of heaven. Nizu, who can't but. Seiya, don't worry, Izuku won't kill Shoto. Snipe, and why do you say that? Endeavor, what training did you do? Seiya, Izuku will not kill a comrade in arms like Shoto, since if you notice Shoto is fighting with some equality against Izuku. Snipe, what do you mean? Looking intrigued, just like Endeavor. Seiya, that Izuku will not kill a comrade, the future guardian of the 8th house of the sanctuary, Shoto of Scorpio. Endeavor, are you telling me that Shoto trained to be a knight at the shrine? Seiya, not only in the sanctuary, but he trained with Izuku before. AM, that's Seiya Shonen. Seiya, although I am worried that they will start. Nizu, the 1,000 Days War. In the field, Izuku, you're in my technique. What will you do since I don't want to take away your 5 senses? Shoto, undo your technique, since as I see it you are also starting to freeze. Izuku, you're freezing needles. Shoto, I threw all 4 and they hit you. Izuku, I admit it, you're smart, bro. Midnight participant Todoroki is immobilized and cannot. Shoto, who said this fight was overmoving. Izuku, we're not done yet. Both raise their cosmos to continue fighting. Shoto, Crimson Sting, Scarlet Needle. Izuku, Stardust Revolution. Both attacks collide, creating a dust cloud. Midnight, Cementos, were you able to stop them? Cements, no. Present Mike, what happened? Can anyone see something? The smoke dissipates, revealing Izuku standing with a smile forced by the pain of Shoto's needles, and Todoroki on the outskirts of the platform almost on the verge of unconsciousness. The winner is Kido Izuku. The audience was amazed, but quickly applauded the fight. Izuku, Shoto, if you take the needles away from me, I'll be grateful. Shoto just snaps his fingers and then falls unconscious. Midnight, we'll be taking a break while the platform is repaired. Izuku takes Todoroki on his back and carries him to the infirmary. Time skip 10 minutes. Present Mike, it's time for the next battle. In this corner the master of explosions Katsuki Bakugo, and in this other the proud red-haired bull, Kirishima Ijiro. Bakugo, let's do it quickly, bull. Kirishima, I hear you, twin. In the stands, Kaminari, they are already facing depression. Lita, they are monsters in combat, no villain would beat them. Uraraka, and I wanted to win with them, but it wouldn't be possible. In the infirmary, Izuku, ouch. Shaka, that was for using heaven's treasure. Shoto, ouch. Milo, and that was for almost killing your brother in arms. Endeavor, Shoto. Shoto, what do you want? Old man, he is silenced by a hug from Endeavor. Endeavor, you've become stronger, I'm proud. Milo, ahem. Shoto, Milo-sensei. Milo, I'd give you each a needle for almost making it to the 1,000-day war. Shaka, if you did this, I can't imagine what you'll do to Bakugo. Izuku, hee laughing nervously. In the fight, Kirishima and Bakugo were fighting hand to hand fiercely. Everyone who saw that fight said they were monsters. Kirishima, not bad, bro, ha ha ha. Bakugo, let's finish this before the 1,000-day war. Kirishima, I agree. Bakugo, Galaxy Burst, ignore Saga. Kirishima, Big Horn, change Aldebaran to Kirishima. Both attacks collide, giving a grotesque fight in front of the spectators who could not decide who to declare the winner. Bakugo, you surprise me, bull, but I win, increasing his cosmos more, winning the fight of both attacks and throwing Kirishima far away. Present Mike, but what happened? Another fight of large proportions, dear audience. The winner of this match is Katsuki Bakugo. The audience just cheers. Chapter 16. The fights of the previous four left a big question mark about what kind of monsters UA had. But that's not the point. The Melissa vs. Lita fight was a speed fight, which Lita lost due to her reciprocal timing. Tokoyami didn't last long against Kaminari. Training at the shrine helped him a lot. So let's move on to the next fights. Bakugo vs. Melissa. Izuku vs. Kaminari. Bakugo easily defeated Melissa, who used 50% of OFA but still couldn't beat her, since from the beginning she used the other dimension, leaving her out of the platform. The next fight was more of a fight of resistance, since Kaminari could not send him to the Amatsu, and he has not yet awakened the seventh sense, so his cosmos is at the level of a Silver Saint, and not that of Miguel de Lira, who is the one closest to the Golden Saints, but has the level of an average Silver Saint. That said, let's get to the long-awaited fight. The epic rap battle of geekiness. Virgo Izuku vs. Gemini Bakugo. Okay, no, take two. Present Mike, yay everybody, it's time to begin the final battle of this festival. The audience explodes in cheers and applause. Let me introduce these two titans, the best fighters of all first year, both belonging to 1A, on this side, the being of calm. The media repeats it too often, and it's already a trending topic on Twitter. The next Buddha, the being of enlightenment and peace, Izuku Kido. Izuku, they keep exaggerating with that, maybe they'll give Present Mike the Rikudo Rina. Present Mike with a slight shiver. This other one, the lost son of Bin Laden, the being who destroys stars, is explosive, temperamental, demonstrates his sense of justice by saving the innocent, Bakugo Katsuki. Bakugo, okay, it's nerd time. Izuku, this is where it is decided who is the strongest. Bakugo, Virgo vs. Gemini. Izuku/Bakugo, the strongest in the sanctuary. Midnight, begin. The audience erupts in excitement. Both of them launched into a fight at light speed. Only yellow points of light were seen, and neither of them understood why. In the stands, Lita, those two are fighting faster than Kaminari. They're faster than me. Shoto, Kirishima and I are equal in speed, but that doesn't mean they aren't the strongest. Lita, but what speed is that? Shaka, the speed of light, the speed of the Golden Knights. Tetsu heard that and remained silent, just like Ibara, She did not believe in Athena or any god of the Greek pantheon, but if there were knights of Athena then, she had been wrong. With the teachers. Vlad, damn, Aizawa has already polished gold mines annoyed. Almight, those two don't beat around the bush and fight seriously, ha ha ha. Nizu, aren't you mad about your niece? Almight, but of course not, they are golden knights, they are even stronger than me. In the fight. Izuku, not bad Gemini. Bakugo, same here Virgo. Izuku, let's get this over with. Bakugo, Ken at the speed of light. Izuku, heavenly supremacy of spirits over evil. Both attacks collide with each other, resulting in a draw. Bakugo, I won't lose raising his cosmos. Izuku, me less opening his eyes. Present Mike, what is this? Izuku Kido has opened his eyes. Participant Bakugo has done something that no one could. In the stands, Kirishima, something tells me Bakubro will lose. Shoto forced Izuku to open his eyes, if he was already monstrous in power. Lita, surprising. Shaka, his cosmos is surprising. In the fight, Izuku, his immense power was felt throughout the stadium, radiating calm, kindness, peace, but also making one feel respect and grandeur. Bakugo, shit, but I made him use a lot of power. Izuku, father, allow me to use your signature technique, Pegasus Meteors. The meteors hit Bakugo full on, knocking him off the platform. With the teachers, Seiya just smiled with pride for his son. His signature technique when he was a bronze saint was the one he used to end the fight. Vlad, damn drug addict. In the cabin, Aizawa-chu. I think Vlad hates me. Well, what can I do? He activates caterpillar mode and falls asleep. With the teachers, Nizu, wow, Virgo has great power. Almight, those two are incredibly strong. After that fight and a few minutes of rest for the participants, the awards were presented by Almight, with the difference that Bakugo accepted the award but mentally made the promise that only Izuku heard of becoming stronger to be number one. Chapter 17. After the sports festival, the students spent 3 days resting. In Izuku's case, they meditated non-stop, although Shaka went overboard, meditating for 5 months straight. But that's in the past, so we find ourselves in room 1A, where everyone is waiting for their teacher Aizawa. Kirishima, do you think they'll tell us anything about the festival? Izuku, I'm sure it's the internships, but I'm not worried since I won't be going with any of them. I'll actually choose endeavors, although I expect him to want to commit me, which I won't accept. Shoto, calm down, the old man was scared by the 6 paths. Bakugo, I'll go with Beast Genist. Kirishima, ha 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 ha, I would like to see how you comb your hair, ha ha ha. Bakugo, damn bull. Aizawa, silence activating his quirk while offspring. As you know, the festival was not only to show how strong they are to the professionals, that is why their goal was to show themselves, but before dramatic pause they will choose their hero names. Midnight, make sure you choose them wisely or you'll suffer hell. With that said, he handed out blackboards to everyone. The class was just a sea of murmurs but in the space of our nights. Izuku, you know it will be temporary, right? Shoto, we'll use the constellation so I don't see the problem. Bakugo, and I wanted to call myself the Killer Explosion King. Kirishima, and I wanted to be Red Riot. Izuku, I'm already a Virgo so I don't worry. Out of the mental space. Mina, I'll be Alien Queen. Midnight, scary so no. Mina, I wanted to use it with depression. Kirishima, I know this is new but I'll be Taurus. Kirishima, I haven't won the armor yet, but it wouldn't make sense to call myself a hero and then change it. Midnight, accepted. Tsuyu, I'll be Fruppy. Midnight, how nice. Uraraka, I will be Uravity. Mineta, grape juice. Shoji, tentacle. Sato, sugarman. Aoyama, I can't stop shining. Midnight, a phrase, so they all passed by. Shoto, Scorpio Shoto. Midnight, they did more than just train at the sanctuary. Bakugo, Gemini Bakugo. Aizawa, I hope you don't get carried away by the twins. Izuku, well, I already have a hero name since I received the armor a while ago, and since I have it, I am one. I am Izuku of Virgo, the man closest to God. Midnight, well, that's all. Aizawa, well, knowing what I said before, this is the number of requests from each one, and Izuku, you only received 20 since no hero wants you because of your sister. Izuku, also, as if I were going to go with them. It's not being a hypocrite. Several heroes reek of greed and are thirsty for power. What I know is that I received from the top 20. Aizawa, how do you know? Izuku, since I can remember I have talked to Gautama Siddhartha, Buddha, he has taught me a lot, and thanks to the fact that I always meditate, I talk to him. One of his talks confirmed it for me. Midnight, it's amazing that you talked to Buddha. Izuku, thanks to that and a sanctuary event, I have the title of the man closest to God. Aizawa, okay, let's go to recess. With Izuku. Izuku, Letter from Endeavor with a marriage proposal. Who would say he would be right? Shoto, yeah, the old man is predictable. Bakugo, at least you have a Virgo girl. Izuku, whatever you say, I don't know what to expect, if it's my friend making jokes about my constellation so I can get a girlfriend, or my mother demanding it. Kirishima, come on bro, we'll do it. Izuku, although I don't know why we're going, we should go to the shrine. Dodges a blow. Sorry, did I do something to you? Calmly, I'm Nito Monoma, and if you did something to humiliate class, be furious. Izuku, so you're Izumi's dog? Well, what a surprise without losing his cool. Izumi, I'll kill you, damn Quirkless. Izuku, it looks like you want to see the six paths again. Izumi, you're a monster. Izuku, on the contrary, I am something you wouldn't understand. Monoma, hey, you're Buddha boy. Kirishima, you touch it, and you see my horns. Bakugo, get out or watch me destroy the stars. Shoto with the stinger, someone wants to know what I'm capable of. Monoma, I already copied his quirk. Izuku, guys don't interfere, getting into lotus pose. Nizu, young Monoma, what are you planning to do? Izumi, what is that monster doing here? And I speak for all of us who want Izuku Kido out of UA. Monoma, if the girl must leave. Izuku with a marked vein, I only see a quirk copier. Monoma, what did you say? Launching to hit him. Izuku, KN protecting him and the principal. Kirishima, director, may I show you something? Nizu, normally I would say no, but go ahead. Kirishima, what a guy who doesn't justify his pride for being weak. Monoma, damned. Kirishima, big horn. Monoma, barely dodges. Izuku, glass wall. Monoma, how can you do that if you just harden yourself? Izuku, your fear is obvious. But if you want to know who I am, unless I launch the attack, let me introduce myself. I am known as the man closest to God. Ibra felt offended, guardian of the sixth house of the sanctuary. I am Izuku of Virgo. Monoma, you a golden saint? Izuku, am I Virgo? At that moment Izuku wears his armor. You see that you are just a simple existence before me. Monoma and Izumi were punished that day. Time skip. Shoto, this is the old man's agency. Izuku, my temple is bigger with some pride. Endeavor, so you've agreed to come with me. I warn you that I won't be gentle. Izuku, Endeavor, with respect, I would like to know if you have a patio for meditation. Endeavor, if I own it, why? Izuku, because I'm a Buddhist. Lying. Endeavor, it's okay to be in the back, but don't neglect your training. Izuku with a slight smile, underestimating is something I don't do. Shoto, go ahead Virgo. Endeavor, so a golden saint. Burning, there is no one stronger than Almight himself. Izuku, yes, but it's not something I'm bragging about. And Scorpio, you come to meditate taking Shoto. Endeavor, it will be a long internship. Chapter 18. 3 days have passed at the Endeavor Agency. The big surprise is our saint's willpower, as he hasn't stopped being in the lotus pose during those 3 days. Shoto, what do you want, old man? Endeavor, how much has your friend meditated? Shoto, according to what I know from my teacher Milo, the time Izuku exaggerated, he did it for 6 months without stopping. Burning, that's too much. Izuku, I know you're talking, so come meditate or let's go on patrol. Endeavor, wow, it's easy to spot us, so we'll go to Hosu. Time skip. Izuku leaves Endeavor's agency with the golden armor. Shoto, I thought you would use the Andromeda one. Izuku, no, the armor returned to the shrine. I guess I'll look for a successor for it. Endeavor, if you're ready, we're going to Hosu. So the same thing happens as in the anime, with the attack of the Nomus and Stain. With Stain, society must be purged of false heroes, those who seek fame and money. Native, you won't get away with it, Stain. Stain, the only one I'll let kill me is the true hero Almight. With Lita. Lita was running around looking for Ali after Ali looking for something. Lita, I found you, hero killer Stain. Stain, a kid? That suit your ingenium. I disabled you last time. Lita, I'm the new ingenium. Now you'll pay for leaving my brother in a wheelchair. Stain, kid, be careful what you say. Just because you're a kid won't stop me from killing. Lita then launches into a fight against Stain, having a brutal humiliation without cuts, since Stain wanted to play with him for a while. With Izuku, celestial supremacy of spirits over evil, killing 2 Nomus. Shoto, Kido, I feel Lita going down quite a bit. Izuku, we must go. Endeavor, go ahead, I'll take care of these. Izuku, Endeavor-san, and if he is the hero killer, I ask permission to exert force. Endeavor, confirmed. They both nod and walk away in a golden flash. Izuku, Shoto, in which direction? Shoto, we won't make it. Izuku, don't worry, we'll do it. At that they stop seeing what they feared, Lita being cut by Stain to be paralyzed by his quirk. Stain, false heroes must be purged. Izuku KN, Lida Kido. Stain, what is this that won't let me kill him? Izuku, you better stop if you don't want to lose your 5 senses. In that Stain sees Izuku wearing a golden armor. Stain, so a golden saint, if you defend him then you will die. He launches himself at Izuku. Izuku, celestial supremacy of spirits over evil. The souls rush at Stain in a mass of wails, damaging him not only physically but also to his soul. Stain, shit, I knew he was strong, but I didn't think he was that strong. Izuku, surrender Stain peacefully. Stain, you don't understand, society must be purged. Izuku, and who determines the trial and punishment? You? Stop talking nonsense, you're just a poor guy who lost his way. Stain lunges at the green-haired man again. Izuku KN. Stain, stop covering up. Izuku, those weak cuts you're trying to make, hero killer, won't do anything to me. Why don't you disappear into stardust? Shoto, Scarlet Needle. Stain, shit. Shoto, you have received 4 Scarlet Needles. If you receive the 15 from the Scorpio constellation, consider yourself dead. Stain, with which a would-be knight. Then they give Stain 2 more needles and he faints from the pain. Native, wow, they've beaten him. Endeavor, wow, they've done a good job, getting the wounded out of the place and handcuffing Stain. But they are surrounded by men in black armor and Nomus. Spectre, leave the hero killer alone. Izuku, your reasons for being here are meaningless. Who do you serve? Spectre, you think we'll serve losers like Hades and his minions? Well, no. Izuku, from what I see, they are just souls who can't find their way back to the underworld. At that Stain is released. Stain, what they want go to Endeavor, society should. Izuku, heaven's treasure. Spectres, what is this? I can't move. Nomus, Grower. Stain, what the hell is going on? Izuku, the treasures of heaven are the truth of the universe. Whoever receives this attack cannot flee or defend themselves, their 5 senses disappear. First touch vanishes. Stain, I don't feel anything. Izuku, it is said that a soul vanishes if it loses its 5 senses, loss of smell and taste. Stain, I don't smell anything. Endeavor, incredible power. Shoto, Scarlet Needle hitting several specters and Nomus. Izuku, lost sight. Stain, shit will kill me. Izuku, hearing loss. All the Nomus fall to the ground dead like specters and Stain falls without dying but in a serious condition, which will leave him out for some time. Endeavor, wow, they've become stronger, and this goes without saying looking at the rest of the heroes. Then Gran Torino and Melissa arrive. GT, we arrived a little late. Melissa, and why are there so many corpses? Shoto, let's say they saw the sky. Melissa, Izuku used the treasure of heaven, right? Izuku, yes, but well, it is something necessary, and as a knight of Athena, I do not mind taking a life if it is to ensure peace and justice. GT, with the golden Saint Gij. Izuku, Gran Torino, it's an honor to meet you. GT, no, the honor is mine. Man closest to God. After this, Tsurigami Kenji's interruption does not happen as only Lida ends up in the hospital. Chapter 19. After the events of Stain, we can see Class 1A back at UA since they have finished their internship. Kirishima, Izabro, we feel your cosmos against Stain. Izuku, it wasn't against him, but against specters. But there's something that intrigues me. Not even the twin gods or the judges of hell have come out, so Hades remains sealed. Shoto, as if another god were wreaking havoc. Izuku, I'll solve that at the shrine myself. Plus I have a bad feeling. Bakugo, let's hope it's not something bad. Aizawa, well kids entering the classroom, the mid-year exams are approaching, and I know you're anxious for your vacation. But let me tell you that we're going to have a camp to reinforce your quirks, so whether you go or not will depend on your results in the exam, and that several sweat cold. The only one who will not take the practical exam is Izuku, since he is far above the power of Almight himself. So that confrontation would be a waste of time. On the other hand, Todoroki, Bakugo, and Kirishima, being aspiring knights, will be given the exam to win their armor in that saga. Aldebaran and Milo are included. Milo, so if they fail we will increase their training. Izuku, excuse me sensei, I will return to the sanctuary for a few days. I must resolve an issue and clear up some doubts, but I will return to the camp. Aizawa, okay, that being said, do whatever you want until break as long as you don't make any noise activating his caterpillar mode. Milo with a drop of sweat, is it always like this? Shoto, yes sensei, but he is one of the best there is in the UA. Saga, well, aspirants, we retire to train at the training camp. Izuku, in that case, we'll see each other at camp. Izuku headed to Nizu's office, so when he entered he was surprised to see who in the past decided to end his life. Nizu, I don't know what that means. Inko, how could she not know? I want Kido out of this academy. She mistreated my daughter at that festival and made it clear she's a villain, plus she's destined to be number one. Izuku, seeing this, decided to wear his armor and knock on the door. Nizu, relieved, young Kido, to what do I owe your visit? Inko, Izuku, how are you alive, you damn useless? Izuku, do I know you, ma'am? Inko, you don't know me, I'm your mother. A useless person like you doesn't deserve to overshadow his sister. Izuku, do you know that you stopped being my mother since you tried to kill me? That you threw knives at me and ordered Izumi to burn me alive? Inko, it's your word against mine. Nizu, in fact, it's your word against his. With your statement, Izumi Midoriya is expelled from the UA and you will be imprisoned for attempted murder of a minor and child abuse. Inko, damn. Izumi, damn. Both green-haired women were taken out of the institution. Izuku, well, that was it, right? Nizu, for my part, yes, but for yours? Izuku, well, I must retreat to the sanctuary to resolve some problems that have arisen. Nizu, well, in that case I wish you luck, and I hope you make it to camp. Izuku just nods and leaves UA in the direction of his home, to ask Kiki for a ride to the shrine. At the Kido residence. Izuku, Kiki, can you hear me? Kiki, tell me, friend, what can I do for you? Izuku, I need you to transport me to the shrine. I have to resolve an issue. Kiki, okay. Izuku at that moment was transported to the sanctuary. Kiki, it's good to see you, Izuku. Izuku, Kiki, I'm glad to see you. Well, as I was saying, let me stop by your house. Kiki, go ahead. So he went from house to house. But he was surprised to see new faces since his uncles were not there. But something told him that they would retire to make way for new generations. Patriarch's chamber. Shiryu, Izuku, it's good to see you. Izuku, Uncle Shiryu, are you the new patriarch? Shiryu, that's Izuku. Izuku, in that case, I introduce myself as a Virgo knight, your eminence. Shiryu, that's not necessary at the moment, we are family. But leaving that aside, there is something you want to talk about. Izuku, that's right, I want to talk to you and Athena. Sorry, and what do you want to talk about, my boy? Izuku, I'm glad to see you, mother, but the circumstances are not the best for this. Saori, what's going on? Izuku, you see, mother, since the U.S.J, several specters have been appearing, not only in that event, but on several other occasions, but more specifically in my confrontation with the hero killer. One of the specters revealed that they are not following Lord Hades or his advisors, much less the three judges of hell, as if another god had been the one who revived them and put them there to cause chaos. Saori, I see. At that moment the leader of Asgard enters. Saori, Hilda, what do I owe your visit to? Hilda, Athena, I must ask for your help. Someone broke the vessel of Loki's soul that had been sealed by Iolea de Leo. Izuku is surprised. Saori, I see, but is it known if he has already obtained a human vessel? Hilda, not yet in the cosmos. Izuku, in that case we must be prepared. All 12 of us must be prepared. But mother, I'm intrigued to know what will happen since the others have gone to train their successors, the new generation. Shoryu of Libra introduces himself to Athena-sama. Izuku, Shoryu, it's good to see you, Virgo. Leo's Eden appears before you, Athena-sama. Koga of Sagittarius presents himself to you, Athena-sama. Izuku thinking, this cosmos is similar to Dad's, that means he's my brother. Saori, well, my young knights, I ask you to be alert for what you have heard about Asgard. For now we can suspect that Loki has revived the specters of Hades to distract us to look for a container. After this I want Koga and Izuku to stay. Those mentioned just nod while the rest leave. Saori, Seiya, you can go out. Seiya, wow, I can't hide he. Izuku, father, I think you don't even believe that one. Koga, how? Seiya, you see Koga, Izuku is your younger brother he. Koga, I see, that's why while I was training your Golden Knight techniques you were in the sanctuary those years. Izuku, it's good to meet you and Isan. When they told me I had a brother, I imagined someone younger than me. Koga, calm down, putting a hand on his shoulder. Besides you being my brother, I'm glad to have you as a partner in battle. Izuku, hee. Seiya, well, as Saori said, it's time to have our family moment. So the four of them leave. At the UA, Aldebaran, come on Kirishima, you can do it. Kirishima, 1595, 1596, 1597, 1598, 1599, 1600. Few. Finishing your series of sit-ups, sensei. You give truly manly workouts. Saga, go ahead Bakugo, you can raise your cosmos more to do it. Bakugo walking on lava, I won't give up. Saga, this training was given by Deuteros of Gemini to have control of your cosmos. Bakugo, I hope he's the best to surpass Izuku. Saga, you will. Milo, go ahead Shoto. Shoto, high, throwing his needles at a mannequin. Milo, you're improving your aim. Those in Class A watched them train and their jaws dropped. Kaminari, hellish waves. Manigoldo, very slow. Kaminari, and if we go to Yamatsu? Manigoldo, you tempt me, but no. So they continued training to take the exams to go to camp. End of chapter. Message from the author. Guys, which character would you like to see as a knight besides the ones already here? I ask you to give ideas in the comments. Current training: Kiki of Aries, Taurus Kirishima, Gemini Bakugo, Kaminari of Cancer, Leo's Eden, Izuku of Virgo, Libra Shorya, Shoto of Scorpio, Koga of Sagittarius, Pisces, Capricorn and Aquarius are missing. Whoever comes up with giving them those armors can even suggest characters from other anime. Aquarius, I have candidates like Haruto, Tanjiro. Capricorn candidates: Asta, Kirito, Rengoku. For Pisces, I have no idea who to put. Hihi. Chapter 20. Before starting, I want to make known who the missing knights will be. I think it was a good time since I made the choice of the missing knights, and well, Capricorn by 1 vote beating Rengoku, the armor goes to ASTA. The Aquarius armor is won by Tanjiro by a landslide. And finally, the person who takes the last of the 12 golden armor is the BNHA waifu of many Momo Jayorozu. Well, do you want me to make stories like OVAs about how they became Knights of Athena? Well, except for Momo, the rest? End of author's note. It's been a week since Hilda of Polaris reported the situation, and we can find ourselves in a coliseum where there are 4 aspirants to golden armor to become the new saints of Gemini, Taurus, Cancer and Scorpio. The UA was present. The entire Class 1A was encouraging the boys to earn their golden armor and become golden knights. If you're wondering, the theoretical exams are among the first, something that surprises because of Kirishima and Kaminari. The first to pass would be Bakugo, who, at Athena's request, would face Miguel de Lira, the strongest silver saint. The fight was the best that would be seen since Bakugo was fired up and unleashed almost all of his cosmos in the fight, beating the silver saint. The second to pass was Kirishima, who faced Lelouch of the Whale, and they fought hard, but the Silver Saint fell due to the strength that the emerging Golden Bulls showed. Shoto faced Jintoki of Canis Major, who fell upon feeling the scarlet needles of the Golden Scorpion. With Kaminari it was different. The Golden Crab faced Hisoka of Perseus, which was difficult, but the defective Pikachu managed to win with great difficulty. With those from the UA, Lita, well done guys. Uraraka, good there. Mineta, I lost. Kaminari crying for the lost pervert. Jiro, well done. But no one noticed that Momo was talking to Athena to begin her Golden Amazon training for the constellation of Pisces with Albafica. Regarding the UA practical exam, those who did not pass were mine, 0, Aoyama, because I don't like him, Mineta, because I don't like him either. Aside from that, the 1A students decided to stay until camp began at the sanctuary to improve with some training and advice from the new Gold Saints. In the Patriarch's chamber, the knights were presenting themselves to Athena. I, Kiki of Aries, swear loyalty to the goddess Athena. I, Kirishima of Taurus, swear allegiance to the goddess Athena. I, Bakugo of Gemini, swear loyalty to the goddess Athena. I, Kaminari of Cancer, swear allegiance to the goddess Athena. I, Eden of Leo, swear loyalty to the goddess Athena. I, Izuku of Virgo, swear loyalty to the goddess Athena. I, Shoryu of Libra, swear allegiance to the goddess Athena. I, Shoto of Scorpio, swear allegiance to the goddess Athena. I, Koga of Sagittarius, swear allegiance to the goddess Athena. I, Capricorn, swear loyalty to the goddess Athena. I, Tanjiro of Aquarius, swear allegiance to the goddess Athena. The 11 were kneeling waiting for instructions from the Patriarch, or Athena. Shiryu, as Patriarch, I am very proud of this generation of Golden Knights, which is why I give you the mission to protect it with your lives, as well as protect the world, the weak and the innocent. Gentlemen, as your illustriousness orders. Athena, my knights must not kneel before anyone or another god, you are family. The knights stood up, watched by Almight, Endeavor, Nizu Aizawa, and other top Japanese heroes and UA professors. Those present only applauded what the young men were accomplishing. They were undoubtedly the greatest heroes on the planet. Even something that Athena noticed in the public were Poseidon and Apollo, who since they met Izuku were friendlier to her. Also both in Poseidon's case spoiled Izuku, giving him what he wanted from the accounts of his human container, Julian Solo, and in Apollo's case he was fond of him since the boy defended him from his mother, and when he met him, when the boy was 6 years old, Izuku had said that he was the coolest god. Of course the older gods understood the child's innocence. On the other hand, Apollo always helped Athena with Zeus when she wanted to advise the little one on how to have a girlfriend or harem. something that made Saori activate her overprotective mother side. After that moment, the new knights retired to their homes while Izuku decided to approach Poseidon and Apollo, who nodded their heads in approval and congratulations, and in a low voice Poseidon gave him a trident without Athena seeing it, only with a look from Apollo that later he would give him a gift for his achievement, which was a golden sun that he placed in the twin room next to the trident that they gave him. After that event, the UA members also congratulated the new UA Gold Knights, something that would make them feel safe. In addition, Aizawa suspected that if they were there, the League would not dare to attack them during the camp, but he would still be alert. This is how they trained to be ready for the camp that would be held in a week. Chapter 21. After watching 4 of their classmates become Golden Saints and training for a week, the 1A students returned to Japan since camp would start in about 2 days, a 2-day time skip. The 1A group was chatting away on trivia during the trip, except for Izuku, who was meditating. After a 4-hour trip, they managed to reach a cliff where they met the Hussycats and a boy named Koda, who doesn't admire heroes. Author's note: we know what this is like until they arrive, so I'm not going to put it. You can see the students of 1A arriving at the camp after a few hours. Ragdoll: well, they have arrived, they surprised me. Pixie Bob: although 3 hours is what it would have taken us. Aizawa: in fact, the 5 of them surpassed them, pointing to Izuku, Bakugo, Kaminari, Shoto and Kirishima. Mandalay: how long ago did they arrive? Aizawa: they are here 10 minutes after leaving. Izuku: senseis, I'll go away to meditate if it's not a bother. Aizawa: go, but don't overdo it. Izuku: it's okay. After Izuku left, the teachers looked at him with doubts. Mandalay: why did you ask to meditate? Aizawa: Izuku is already strongly prepared to face villains. Everyone, even Kota, sees it. Not for nothing is he currently the guardian of the 6th house of the shrine. Kota: he's a knight of Athena? With a bit of excitement. Kirishima: I see you like them, right? Kota: yes, because I have read their stories and they truly amaze me. They are not like heroes, which is why I admire them. Bakugo: and why don't you approach Izuku? According to what I know, he's looking for an apprentice. Tiger: what do you mean? Shoto: Izuku wore the Andromeda armor for a while, and according to Athena he must look for a successor for that armor. Aizawa: and you are just as prepared since you are also Golden Knights. Kota with stars in his eyes: really? Bakugo: yes, dwarf, I am Bakugo of Gemini. Kirishima: I'm Kirishima from Taurus. Shoto: Scorpio Shoto. Kaminari: I am the sadistic Kaminari from Cancer, haha. Kota: great. Wow, 4 Golden Knights. Shoto: this cosmos is. Bakugo putting Kota behind him: they want Black Knights. Black Pegasus: kill the 12 Golden Saints. Bakugo: as if they could beat me. Black Andromeda: don't underestimate me. Black Phoenix: wings of the Black Phoenix. Izuku, who arrived wearing his armor. KN: the attack was completely blocked. Izuku: so it was true that Loki is reviving several of you. B. Andromeda: cursed. Black Andromeda chains. Izuku: supremacy of celestial spirits over evil. B. Andromeda: shit falling dead. B. Phoenix: shit. B. Pegasus: cursed. Both of them launched themselves at Izuku. Izuku: if you want to die so much, I'll show you the way to hell. Treasure of heaven. The 2 Black Knights. ARGHHHHHHH. Izuku: I'm supposed to tell them that they would lose all 5 senses, but I want to save myself from nonsense. With the teachers. Kota had little stars in his eyes and admired Izuku's display of power. Aizawa: I was stunned because even though I had seen the technique before, seeing her fighting for real was something else. The Hussycats looked at him in amazement. They didn't expect someone so strong. Kaminari: Ami Cancer. Shoto: come on Scorpio. Kirishima: Ami Taurus. Bakugo: come on Gemini. Bakugo: nerd, you won't be left with the fun watching Black Pegasus. Aizawa was going to stop him, but something told him not to. Kota wanted to see another Gold Saint in action. Bakugo: it's time for you to see how I destroy the stars. Bakugo: Galaxy Blast. Several planets formed around Bakugo and were launched at high speed towards Black Pegasus. B. Pegasus: what the hell? Thus the Black Knight fell dead. B. Phoenix with fear: shit. Shoto extending his nail: I see one has escaped from this. B. Phoenix: I won't make it easy for you jumping to face him. Shoto: pierce the darkness, crimson sting. Shoto: scarlet needle. B. Phoenix: ARGGHHHHH. So he fell dead. Kaminari: and I wanted to send someone to Yamatsu with a depressive aura. Kirishima: calm down bro, this will be over soon. Kota: wow, cool. Izuku: young Kota, would you like me to train you? Kota: how? Izuku: I see a lot of potential in you. If you want, I could teach you, if you are willing to learn, and of course to inherit my old armor, the Andromeda cloth. Kota excited. Where do I sign? Izuku, I like that spirit. Mandalay. And what do we do with them? Izuku, they will disappear since they are resurrected bodies with no real physical form. The Black Knights fade into dust. Tiger, you 5 aren't even going to train seriously. Bakugo, I still want to perfect a technique. Kaminari, I should train but I have to go to Yamatsu. Ragdoll, what is that place? Izuku, the border between the world of the dead and the world of the living, the entrance to the underworld. The Hussycats sweat cold. Izuku, don't worry, I won't go with Kota to that place. Besides, my training is simpler. Bakugo, if you mean meditate like you usually do. Shoto, he hasn't been seen exaggerating yet. Izuku, in my defense, the last time I exaggerated was the 2 years before the UA entrance exam when I meditated for 10 months without stopping. Bakugo, Izuku, I said something funny. At least I didn't exaggerate like my teacher who did it without pause for 3 years straight. Kota, do you have to meditate? Izuku, yes, but not only that, so I'll ask Tiger-san to help me with your physical condition. Tiger, I'll help you. Kota, well, what else are we going to do? Izuku, now rest, we will start tomorrow, and it would also be helpful to have a peaceful place to meditate. Kota, I know where, in my lair. Izuku, a cave in the wild? Kota nods. I like it. Mandalay thinking, this guy will surely make Kota think differently about heroes. Bakugo, I'll need some mannequins because I don't want to use people to practice my techniques. Kirishima, I should practice a Taurus Haskard attack that my teacher couldn't replicate. Izuku, the Titanic Supernova? Kirishima, yes. Izuku, well, it's a powerful and very destructive technique. Kirishima, I have nothing to lose by trying. Izuku, well, in that case we'll leave. The food and hot springs were just like in the anime. Chapter 22. After arriving at the camp, you can see Class 1A training as if there was no tomorrow. But surprisingly, not all of them were there since there were 5 who were in other activities. Everyone knew that they as Gold Saints were strong, since they saw how they earned their armor, and were recognized by Almight himself as stronger than him. The 5 trained separately from them. Kirishima, thanks to Ragdoll and Pixie Bob, managed to have an entire field to practice the Titanic Supernova. Bakugo practiced the Cannon Golden Triangle technique with some earth dummies that he left him, in addition to practicing the volcanic eruption that Aspros and Deuteros of Gemini used. Shoto was practicing his aim even more with the Scarlet Needles, and developed the Antares Golden Needle. Kaminari trained his techniques to improve them. But Izuku was training Kota while he meditated. They were like that for 5 days. Izuku, you're making good progress, young Kota. Kota, but Izuku-sensei is difficult as he tried to break a rock with his bare hands. Izuku, you see, Kota, to break that stone and awaken your cosmos, you must know that everything is made up of atoms, right? Kota nods. Well, what you must do is imagine that a universe must be born in your body, so that you can make it explode. When you do, imagine that that rock is made of atoms and you destroy them. Kota, Hai-sensei. Kota did as requested, and Izuku was surprised by the cosmos that the boy was beginning to emanate. So he decided to talk to his Uncle Ikki, who was on the island of death. Izuku, Uncle Ikki, can you hear me? Ikki, Izuku, how can I help you? Come quickly, I'm busy. Izuku, I want you to feel the cosmos that is by my side and give me your opinion. Ikki did as requested, and what he felt left him speechless. Ikki, that cosmos is just as violent as mine. Izuku, train it and I'll go and wear my old phoenix armor. Izuku's companions felt that cosmos and listened to that talk in amazement. But it made sense. Kota's cosmos was violent instead of calm. Izuku, okay Kota, you've woken him up, now go with Tiger so you can train your physique. Kota, yes sensei. Izuku, I know you're watching Aizawa-sensei. Aizawa, I see you are a good teacher. Izuku, sensei, I need the former Leo Knight to come, he will bring me his old phoenix armor. Aizawa, and why is that? Izuku, Kota's cosmos is too violent. I thought I could train him for the Andromeda cloth, but the cosmos of that constellation is peaceful compared to what Kota has. Aizawa, I see. Izuku, I'm also feeling like we're being watched around here, about 10 people to be exact, always staying away from the students, waiting for the moment to attack. Aizawa, keep your eyes open. Izuku, I agree, and I don't know if I should feel offended by that comment. Aizawa, he just walks away laughing, saying things about troublesome gentlemen. The training continued without pause, and after dinner Izuku retired with Kota to his den to meditate. Izuku, Kota, what doubts do you have? Kota, doubts? Izuku, you can't lie to me. I feel your insecurities, fears, your doubts. Kota, well, he tells him about the water hose with Muscular, and why he hates Quirks. Izuku could only break his meditation posture and hug him like an older brother hugs a younger brother, understanding that he understood him, and that he was teaching him to use his hatred as power without falling into it, although he knew that his Uncle Ikki was the best for that teaching. After that, Izuku began to feel an unpleasant presence, someone who disturbed the peace and harmony of the place. He knew that his companions would take the test of courage, but in truth, his senses were playing a trick on him. Wow, the black-haired kid has a nice cap. What do you think if I trade it for my mask? Kota, you are muscular without fear, since thanks to Izuku and his meditations he stopped being afraid. Muscular, if it's me and you sees Kota's face, so you're the son of those bastards who tried to stop me, huh? Why don't you join them? Throwing a punch. Izuku, if you don't want to lose your 5 senses, I wouldn't hit him. Muscular, a blind, effeminate, green-haired boy. Oh, you're on the list, so they won't mind if he leaves you beaten and on the verge of death. Izuku, reality and your words are a mere distortion of the truth. Muscular, I'll kill you, launching himself against him who had Kota next to him. Izuku, do you think that weak attack will work? Seeing that he's getting closer, Kain blocking his attack. Muscular, what is this? Izuku, do you think such pathetic and weak attacks will do any kind of damage to me? Die now and turn into dust, raising his palm up. Muscular, shit, generating more fibers of his body. I must admit it. Girl, you are strong, but they said that the Buddha boy is strong, so face me. Izuku, I see that they will always torment me as the reincarnation of my teacher. It doesn't matter, so take this and stop bothering Celestial Order spirits over evil, throwing their ghostly skulls at the villain and sending him flying. With the rest of the students, they had begun the test but saw the villains. Mandalay had been incapacitated and Ragdoll knocked out. Tiger was worried, but he didn't expect the 4 gold saints to jump in to help. Kirishima, so these idiots want to hurt us. Tiger, where is Kota? Bakugo, I was in the forest meditating with the nerd. Spiner, we are the vanguard squad of the League of Villains. Stain may have been defeated, but his ideals live on in me. Kirishima, so that maniac had followers crossing his arms. Spiner, I will kill you, false hero. Kirishima, big horn. Spiner and Mustard received that big golden bull, becoming unconscious. Shoto, are you going out, Dabi, or should I say to ya, older brother? Dabi, so you found me out. Shoto, it wasn't very difficult and I said, but this is a wrong side, come home please. Dabi, you know I won't do it for the old man. Shoto, and who mentioned the old man? Smiling. Dabi, where do you live? Shoto, in the sanctuary since I got my armor, come Scorpio. Dabi was surprised to see his brother in golden armor. Shoto, I am stronger than the old man and All Might himself. I am the guardian of the 8th house of the zodiac. I am Shoto of Scorpio. Toga, give me your blood, pretty golden one. Kaminari, leave me alone. Looking at Toga, hey girl, why don't we make this more interesting and go fight in the underworld? Toga, haha, as if you could send me there. Kaminari, I warned you, opening of Yamatsu, opening the entrance to Mount Yamatsu. Toga, shitting from fear, where are we? Kaminari, we are at the Yamatsu, the border between the world of the living and the world of the dead. Toga, I surrender. Kaminari, good and wise decision, Yamatsu closure. Kaminari defeated Toga. With Bakugo he was defeating Nomus, enjoying his fight. With Shoto, Dabi, then I accept. Shoto, Kiki, I need you to send my brother to Rodorio. Kiki, whatever you say, you'll owe me a favor later. Shoto, brother, I'll send you to Greece and I'll see you there. After Dabi disappeared from the sky, a very injured Muscular fell. Muscular, damn effeminator, I'll kill you. Bakugo, oh, someone messed with our brother in arms. I say he knows how stars are destroyed. Izuku, well, they won't while putting on the Virgo armor now. Muscular, give up. Black rising dragon, dark diamond dust. Izuku, these idiots again. Bakugo, another dimension absorbing attacks. Kaminari, my turn. Hell waves. The soul of the Swan Knight left the body. Kaminari, flames of the underworld. So that soul burned. Dragon, oh, damned golden knights. Kirishima, you're not safe, big horn. Dragon, oh, you hit hard but I was able to resist. Kirishima began to beat him brutally. Kirishima, I already took away your 5 senses, now die. Phoenix wings. Dragon, oh shit. Extra specters, kill the golden knights. Izuku, heaven's treasure. Specters, shit. Izuku, Stardust revolution. After those events the League of Villains was defeated except for Shigaraki, who, along with Kurojiiri, watched this helplessly, that effeminate green-haired man whom he would swear revenge on. In the distance, I think I found my vessel, ha 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 ha. I will take revenge on Athena and her golden knights and conquer the world, ha 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 ha. Chapter 23. After the attack of the League of Villains to the camp, you can see that there are several injured students, but those who were fine with Tiger, Aizawa and Vlad with the students who were not injured, and Koda. But someone arrives. I see you are here. Izuku, Uncle Iki, I'm glad to see you. Aizawa, Leo's Iki. Iki, ex-Leo since I decided to retire and make way for a new generation. Koda, who is he? Izuku, meet my Uncle Iki, former Phoenix Knight and former Leo Knight. Koda, a former Gold Knight. Great. Iki, anyway, I came to bring this. Koda, right, I want you to emanate your cosmos like my nephew taught you. Koda, HAI emanating his cosmos. The cloth began to separate while Koda emanated his cosmos to later cover it. Izuku, Phoenix Koda suits you well. Koda, great. Tiger, not bad dwarf. Iki, and you pointing at the Golden Saints, I saw your fight from afar. Let me tell you, I expected you to defeat them with more blows. You surprised me. Bakugo, they didn't let me fight, although seeing the heroes senseis I used my Imperial Satan on one of the villains. I know where those bastards are hiding. That made the heroes open their eyes. Aizawa, well, there is something else. Izuku, I was a target. It's only fitting that the shrine gets involved in this since we were directly attacked. Aizawa, I'll talk to the director about it. Sighing. Lita, but if they go, it's against the rules. Tsuyu, they would be like villains. Izuku, just get serious. Since we decided to wear the armor, we fight to protect the innocent and this world, even if there are corrupt people who create stupid laws to control heroic acts. If we stay without doing anything, even if we go against the rules, we will not be calling ourselves heroes but clowns or much better public servants. Nobody said anything, except Iki. Iki, I taught you quite well, nephew, ha ha ha. Izuku, thanks, smiling. Bakugo, I'm going too. I'll make them see how you destroyed the stars. Izuku, the others must return to the sanctuary and Koda will go with them. There you will continue training to learn the techniques of your armor. Iki, let me take care of it. After all, it's the armor I'm wearing, and kids seeing Koda, I won't be as merciful as him. Koda in a cold sweat. HAI Iki-sensei. With the Gold Saints, they had gone with Aizawa and Tiger to a police station where Naomasa Tsukachi and several top heroes were. Almight, Shonins, what are you doing here? Seeing that the five were wearing their armor, Izuku, Vera-sensei tells him what his objective was for the villains. Bakugo, in addition to performing my Satan Imperial and knowing the location of the League of Villains. Izuku, and since the two targets were two Golden Knights, it is considered that the sanctuary was attacked. That is why the five of us are here. Although only Bakugo and I will go, the others will return to Greece. Gang Orca, seriously, they're just kids. Endeavor, I say go and see how we take charge with superiority. Mirko, go ahead for me. Mount Lady, by me too. Naomasa, well, it's decided. Almight, I'll talk to Niza. So it proceeded as stated with All Might. Both Gold Saints were with their armor on. At the Kamino bar, Shigaraki, damn Buddha boy ruined everything. It can't be, they should capture him. Spiner, those guys were strong. That redhead threw a golden bull. Mr. Compers, golden bull you say? Spiner, yes. Mr. Compers, I think we went up against at least 3 Golden Saints. Shigaraki, I don't care, I'll kill them. Without anyone noticing, Loki's soul entered Shigaraki. At that moment the door rings. The pizza arrived. Twice. How delicious / I didn't order pizza. Detroit smash surrender villains. Bakugo, they won't escape another dimension. The villains, what is this? But not much happened as gray slime came out of the villains, taking them out of there and leaving several nomas. All Might, Kido Shonen. Izuku, receive now the highest technique of my villain constellation, the treasures of heaven. All the nomas stopped moving. Bakugo, you'll see how I destroyed the stars. Galaxy explosion. The nomas were killed by that incredible explosion that caused several heroes to have to grab each other. At the nomas factory everything happens the same except without Bakugo, and no one to rescue him. All Might, all for one. AFO, I see you've arrived, symbol of peace. And not only. AFO, who are they? 2. I see that the symbol of chaos is just a weakling. AFO, I see you want me to kill you, smiling behind his mask. All Might, your fight is with me launching to fight. The fight is the same as the anime, taking place in the same setting, but the location was different, with everything being broadcast on camera. AFO used his quirks to the fullest to break that which he achieved, but only to see doing the same thing again. AFO, those weren't your attacks, All Might. All Might, I know they weren't, that's why I'm leaving the job to them. 2 silhouettes emanating a golden aura were seen. AFO, the Golden Saints. Izuku, the attack on Yue during the camp had one purpose, to get one of us to corrupt and use as a weapon. Bakugo, That's why we're going to stop you AFO. Not only did you leave the symbol of peace in bad shape, but you messed with the shrine. Both of them launch into the attack, dodging the attacks that AFO sent. Izuku, Celestial Order Spirits over Evil. Several White Skulls attack AFO. Bakugo, that's not all Ken at light speed. AFO would take all the hits and be badly damaged but would not flank, so he would throw himself at the two saints. Izuku, Stardust Revolution. Bakugo, Pegasus Kites. AFO would be lying on the ground, moving with some difficulty. AFO, Virgo and Gemini are certainly formidable opponents, but with more Nomus out I expect this to defeat them falling unconscious. Bakugo, let me have my nerd explode my Cosmo, raising his Cosmos surprisingly. Imagine it with Bakugo. Bakugo, I won't let your minions harm others anymore. Bakugo, Galaxy Explosion. Use the video above as a reference of what happened and change Sigmund for at least 10 Nomus. The Nomus were torn to pieces and AFO was sent flying. Izuku, his 8th sense awakened. He is definitely at my level. The journalist who recorded everything. It's incredible what we've seen, 2 golden knights facing the symbol of chaos and evil that All Might could not. All of Japan started celebrating and his friends were surprised that the 2 of them could fight him. All Might, Shonen, I'm proud. Izuku, let us heal him sensei. We emanate our cosmos to replenish his wounds and energies. In the distance, Shigaraki, sensei was defeated. Damn golden saints. I see that you hate them, don't you? Shigaraki, who said that? Just a god who also hates the gold saints. What do you think if we make a deal? Shigaraki, I'm listening. I will lend you my power in exchange for defeats. What do you think? Shigaraki, I accept. The cosmos began to feel something that Bakugo and Izuku detected, but they would be warning the sanctuary eventually. Chapter 24. After the battle against AFO, Izuku and Bakugo asked to go to the sanctuary thanks to the cosmos they detected in the battle. The UE knew something was wrong, so 5 of its students were absent. Aizawa, where will those 5 be? Lida-sensei, don't you think it's irresponsible of them not to be here? Aizawa, remember that you are golden knights, so you must protect your houses. And if you must do so, it is because something must have happened. That's where All Might comes in. Aizawa, All Might bored tone, what's going on? In fact, it is something that happened in the fight. Bakugo and Kido felt something awaken since their expression became serious, and they said they would go to the sanctuary to see that matter. Aizawa, I see. Lida, what could happen? Tokoemi, that sensei, not only they felt it, Dark Shadow felt it, and said that power transmitted. Dark Shadow, death, pain and suffering. All Might, if you asked me, I have a bad feeling. Uraraka, Momo is also missing from all this. In the sanctuary, we can see Izuku and Bakugo climb the stairs of the 12 zodiac temples towards the Patriarch's chambers. Bakugo, what was that nerdy cosmos? I've never felt anything at that level with nerves. Izuku, perhaps it's an evil god who just found his human vessel. I won't say much, since you'll find out what it could be now. They passed by the houses of Taurus, Cancer, and Scorpio, who were waiting for them, so they continued on their way to the Patriarch's chamber. Izuku, Your Eminence, we have returned from the mission against AFO and the League of Villains. Shiryu, I'm glad to hear that, so it's time for the 12 of us to gather here. Izuku, but Momo of Pisces introduces himself as Patriarch Sama. Those from the UA, Momo, I'm glad to see you guys too, with a rose in her mouth. Shiryu, I'm glad to know that one of your classmates is joining, smiling. Eden, I'm glad to have a comrade in arms. Koga, so you're going with my little brother. Tanjiro, it's a pleasure to meet you. Cold. Asta, it's a pleasure to meet you indeed. Animated. Kiki, it's good that the 12 of us are together. Saori and Seiya then appear, to which the 12 knights and the Patriarch bow respectfully. Saori, I'm glad Bakugo and Izuku are okay. Izuku, it's not a problem. Athena-sama, what is a problem is the cosmos that we feel after AFO's arrest. Koga, it's true that cosmos at that level is not normal, and with that level of evil. Eden, it's not normal, but if it is a threat, the 12 of us are here to confront it. Izuku, I think Loki found his vessel. I think I know who the vessel could be. Everyone sees it. Bakugo, are you talking about Shigaraki Tamura? Izuku, yes, he wasn't there when we arrested AFO, although they were at the bar then they disappeared. Kirishima, in that case we must be prepared. Shoto, we must be prepared. Saori, I ask those of you to be alert and return when Loki decides to attack. Those mentioned, Hai Athena-sama. Koga, in that case mother, I ask to go with Amato to take care of the Kido residents. Saori, well, whispers to Seiya they are learning hihi. Seiya with a drop of sweat, you shouldn't have hit him when Athena-sama told you. Saori, okay, back off and be alert. The 12 knights, as you command. Elsewhere, a white-haired girl with a little horn and covered in bandages can be seen crying, asking for someone to save her. At the UA, about 6 golden flashes appeared revealing 5 figures known to Class 1A, but the one that surprised them was seeing the 6th figure. All, Momo/Yaoyorozu. Momo, glad to see you. Almight, what golden Amazon, huh? Momo, I earned my armor, as the most beautiful Amazon on earth and sky with a rose in her mouth. Mineta, it's amazing drooling. Seeing this, Momo took out a white rose and held her threatening. Cosmos, you were saying something, Mineta-kun. Mineta scared shitless. And nothing. Momo, I assure you that you don't want me to play target shooting with you. Izuku, I'm glad to know you're a sadistic friend. Momo, ha ha ha, I like you, Izuku. By the way, when will you tell Kendo? Izuku blushed and pretended, I don't know what you're talking about. Denki, did I hear wrong? The Saint of the Virgin in love. Another golden flash appears. Koga, so my little brother is in love, huh? All Might, Shonen, excuse me, who are you? Koga, pardon my manners, I am Koga Kido, Gold Knight of Sagittarius. All Might, so Kido Shonen is his Amato. Koga, yes, so if they make the rooms here I will be taking care of the Kido residents. So if you need me you know where to find me. The girls were making hearts in their eyes at how handsome Izuku's little brother looked. Aizawa, well, it's time to train, although you won't need to do it, and young Koga could help with the training? Koga, yes, why not? So they began to train their special attacks. Elsewhere, Shigaraki, we won't make a move for a while. We'll let him know that we're defeated. Spiner, whatever you say. Magna, yes, boss. Mr. Compers, I hope they don't detect us. Shigaraki, I will soon give you the mission to capture him. Points to a photo of the hero Kamui Woods. I need to use him to create my weapon, as well as the 12 golden armors. Soon I will have the Gugner spear again with a distorted voice. Chapter 25. After returning to UA, the 6 golden saints began training to develop secret techniques. Several were seen showing off their skills at the sports festival, especially 2 in armor during the confrontation against AFO. This meant they needed to develop more techniques, but everyone knew they had more than one card up their sleeve. Izuku, going well guys, while helping Sato and Siro with the crystal wall. Siro, thanks Kido. Sato, thanks friend. The others also trained with our group of saints, and with Koga he helped Melissa to have special attacks, managing to replicate the Pegasus meteors with the OFA, taking advantage of the quirk of the previous carriers. I don't know the quirk of some, so I will invent them, which was energy waves. Thus, a week passed, with the students making significant improvements. They successfully completed the provisional license exams, with the entire 1A class passing, and the other schools amazed by the power of 6 golden saints. After that we can see Class 1A facing 3 characters, the 3 big ones from UA who were about to talk about the residences. The confrontation between Bakugo and Izuku does not happen. Aizawa, well, to get started with the residences, it's best to hear from those who've already experienced them. Everything happens like in the anime until Mirio speaks. Mirio, I won't say anything other than fight me. Aizawa, I hope the 6 of them hold back. Mirio, I said everyone, but I want to face mainly you 6, pointing at Izuku and the other golden saints. Aizawa, they will do it, so they are going to put on their hero costumes. 10-minute time skip. Class 1A is seen leaving the training camp except for those 6 who are knights. But while they were waiting for the 6, the named ones appeared wearing their golden armor. Mirio, are they golden saints? Surprised, just like the rest of the big 3, Sir will be interested, smiling. The big 3 would fight, well, Tamaki and Nijai are against the companions of the 6, while of the knights only Shoto would fight. Shoto, your fight will be with me, extending his nail. Mirio, I hope you don't get too confident. Shoto, I never do. Mirio just gets into the ground to come out through his back, but Shoto grabs him and throws the boy into the wall. Shoto, get up, I didn't hit you with all my strength. Mirio, this is exciting. Shoto, Scarlet Needle. Mirio felt the impact of 3 kinds of pins on his body, which made him fall in great pain. Mirio, what's happening, because I feel like everything hurts and I'm losing my senses. Shoto, the Scarlet Needle is a technique that resembles nothing more than a scorpion sting that hits 15 times. It is usually fatal, and those who receive it cannot withstand more than 4. You have already received 3. Do you want to test how many you can resist? Mirio, I give up. Shoto, wise decision. Momo, and I'm the sadist. Kaminari, I would have sent him to Yamatsu. Mirio, help me. Shoto, I'll take care of it, touching the boy with his nail, stopping the bleeding and eliminating the bites. Mirio, well, Virgo and Scorpio, I would like you to come with Sir Night Eye. Izuku, I accept. Shoto, I accept. Tamaki, hey Taurus, would you like to go to Fat Gum's agency? Kirishima, of course, ha ha ha. Time skip end of classes. 3 boys can be seen heading towards Sir Nightie's agency. These were Shoto from Scorpio, Izuku from Virgo, and Mirio Togata alias Lemillion. Izuku, so you named yourself to save 1 million? With an anime-style sweat drop. Mirio, of course, hee. Shoto, at least it sounds better than ours. Izuku, no, where does this cosmos come from, changing to a serious expression. Shoto, I don't know the same way. Mirio, what's happening? At that moment they see 4 men in black armor attack another man in the same armor. Spectre 1, cheer up Kageo, let's serve the god Loki and not Hades, who always loses. Kageo, I am Kageo of Binu and I only serve my lord Hades. Spectre 2, then he dies. With Izuku, Shoto, let's go. Mirio, wait. Izuku, am I Virgo? Shoto, come Scorpio. Both wearing their armor, they rushed to fight against the specters. They had heard the conversation and would try to help. Kageo, golden armor weakly from the fight. Izuku, don't worry, we'll take care of these Loki minions. Spectre 1, no one insults Loki-sama. Shoto, scarlet needle stabbing him with 15 needles in one shot, leaving him dead. Izuku, Lemillion, get the civilians out. Lemillion HAI. Izuku, treasures of heaven. Spectres, shit. Izuku, Kageo, do you want to finish them off? Kageo, do you see me with a face that can move, Virgo? Izuku, I'm in charge of 5 cents deprivation. The remaining specters fell dead except for Kageo, who was wounded. Kageo, I guess thanks. Izuku, you will come with us to Sir Nightie's agency. I want to know several things. Kageo nodded helplessly to be taken by Shoto and Izuku heading to Sir's agency.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.